Hello, I'm late. I know. Forgive me. Hi, tubers. Hi, TikTokers. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Happy Saturday to everyone. Thank you all so much for being here because, as you know, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I appreciate you. So thank you all again for being here. With that being said, let's make sure that we are being active participants. Let's make sure that we are tapping the screen, sharing the live, reposting, subscribing, commenting, knocking out the gift goals, showing love. All right, and if you would like to show me love, support me, support the stream, the links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal and Venmo. I also have a Zelle, everythingwitherica9@gmail.com. And if you're over on the tube, you can send a super chat. All right, again, that's Everything with Erica on PayPal and Venmo, and I have a Zelle. Links are in the bio. Let's do all of the good things this afternoon, guys. All right, because I think this is one of those days where, you know what? I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, though. So let's see what happens. If you are a Trump supporter, this is the Erica effect. There's no need to fear. All right, Erica is here. I don't know why I said that, but I said it. So because I said it, go ahead, request up, get in the box. All right, you are the demographic of people I like to have a conversation with. All right, Trump supporters, request up. Or if you're over on the tube, you can call 720-295-4868. Again, that's 720-295-4868. All right, yeah. Okay, I don't know. I did that one pretty fast though, because we're only on the second verse of the song, and like we have so much time left. Maybe I should write up a script. Should I write up a script for the intro? Then we can rehearse it daily. No, I should just wing it every day, right? Every day is something different. There's some things that are the same, some things that are different. Anywho, I think let's get into the news. Let's wing it. Okay, bet. My mod said wing it, so I'm gonna wing it. So loud. I'm trying not to do mouth noises today. I like this song. I got distracted. Okay, so let's go over some news. Let's see what is happening in the world of today. All right. There's so much that is actually happening, and I think is a lot for us to talk about. Thank you, Butterfly. I got this hat from the ericaeffect.com. Yeah, I got it from my website. Yep. Thank you, Shauna, for the happy weekend, friend. Happy weekend to you too. Oh, so attorney Chris Mays, I should be more clear. Attorney General Chris Mays out of Arizona has actually sued to prevent the ICE facility from opening, and I think that is absolutely awesome. All right, absolutely awesome. What she has done is she is using the fact that there is a chemical facility right across the street from the warehouse, which is a really bad thing, very concerning, because if they have a incident there where there's a spill, a fire, or anything of that nature, what could happen is that the people in the warehouse do not have the ability to self-evacuate, so that could pose a major risk, a deadly situation. So we have that. So she did sue yesterday, and shout out to that. Today, Indivisible of the Northwest chapter is holding like a protest there. They're going to have a state rep speaking along with a few other people speaking out against the warehouse. So that's like awesome. I talked to a friend, and I was like, I think I'm going to go. And they were like, oh, so you protesting now? I was like, absolutely the fuck not. I said, mm-mm. I said, no, hell no, we won't go. They're not coming out of my lips. But I do want to hear the speakers. So I am going to hear the speakers. I'm not carrying any signage or anything. I don't know. I know. I think speaking up about things is effective. I think protesting can be effective, like when they did the sit-ins in the 60s, very effective. The sit-ins were effective. The bus boycotts were effective. So I think those types of protests are absolutely effective. I'm just not doing it. Also, y'all don't listen to Black women anyway, so there's that. Anywho, if you're a Trump supporter, go ahead and request up. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring up the backup today. The backup didn't make an appearance yesterday, so I think I'll have him make an appearance today. Let me see. There we go. All right, so again, is built for old, rich, male wasp. Yes, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Yes. We saw the comment, Buffy. You don't have to put it in the chat like 35 times. We've seen it. Okay, there we go. Anywho, all right, what else is happening in the news? I'm going to try to multitask. And again, if you are over, good grief. The Google voice line is very odd. I just want to let you all know that. Like, some of the stuff that these people say, absolutely outrageous. What this person says. This person, I'm reading from the thing. Should I put him on the screen? If you want to see him on the screen, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I want to know if you want to see the text messages on the screen. Dun, dun, dun. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Okay, let's see here. Okay, we'll put them on the screen. Give me a second. There we go. Do, 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 do. I hate when a song gets stuck in my head, and I'm not going to share the person's number because that's not okay. I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to do that. I promise. I'm not going to share their number. We don't want to do that. That's like doxing people, and that's not okay. So we're not going to do that. Here we go. What do you think this person said? Do you think they said something nice, or do you think they said something like super duper rude? There we go. Is this locked? That's why. Okay. So this person said, it's amazing how you are so anti-Department of Justice. Not that long ago, they were coming after Trump. But as soon as they find out what they were doing was illegal against Trump, now you have to call them out as liars and everything else because they don't go with your propaganda. There are a few words that are missing there. I know that much. There are a few words that are missing. I have no idea what it is that they're talking about. I've never been against the Department of Justice. I simply think that Donald Trump is using the Department of Justice as his own personal attorneys, which isn't okay. He is doing exactly what it is that he accused the Biden administration of doing. He accused the Biden administration of being with lawfare, and they weren't. Donald Trump had actually committed crimes. He committed crimes. Like holding classified documentation at your home, you shouldn't do that. All right. And then flushing, like having aides flush said documentation, down the toilet to where people can't retrieve it. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Sharing like classified information with a random Australian businessman, you shouldn't be doing that either. That's wrong. That's wrong. All right. Donald Trump, all right, hiding payments to his lawyer for covering up an affair and classifying said payments as attorney fees or as a retainer. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know what's crazy? The crazy thing about the whole case there is that I speculate that if Donald Trump would have literally just wrote a check to Stormy Daniels, right? Not himself, but not to Stormy Daniels, but if he would have just wrote a check, all right, and said, "Hey, Cohen, here's some money." I can't even recall how much money it was, but hey, Cohen, here's some money, right? And we just gave him the money. Nothing would have been a problem. Definitely would not be a problem. But no, he lied because that's all he knows how to do. Yeah. So there's that. Anywho, that was a fun one. I don't get upset with people for doing their jobs. I think that's stupid. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. So let's see here. Oh, that's adorable. Someone said, "I am somebody with the agroments." Agroments? Is that a word? I'm gonna look that up. For the Trump, with the agroments for the Trump. Can I talk, please? I want people to stop. I already read that one to you guys. Someone told me I have the chauvinism of a white man. Bruh. Yeah, Rebecca, the current DOJ, I don't think, is doing their jobs. They're acting as Donald Trump's personal attorneys, which they're not supposed to do. The DOJ is supposed to be separate from the White House, right? So, I mean, there's that. Like, Biden understood that because Biden could have used the DOJ to go after Trump, but he didn't. And like you guys say that the DOJ was going after Trump. I think that's crazy because of the simple fact is that January 6th did happen. January 6th was a real thing. It really did happen. And nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. I mean, shit, he incited an insurrection. That's what the House found. The Senate just didn't want to remove him. And maybe it's because they thought it was no point considering that he had about 2 weeks left. And I don't think he had about a week left in office. But yeah. So the fuck? Like, bro, come on. And also to go around lying about what Hector called it, the festival being stolen. Come on. What are we doing? It seems like everyone else gets held accountable for everything except for Donald Trump. So YouTube, there are people over here on the TikTok who want me to speak about SPLC, so the Southern Poverty Law Center, right? And so what I'm seeing in my chat is that there are a whole lot of Trump supporters, but nobody is willing to press the request button. I think that's wicked work. All right, I think that's work. I think that Trump supporters should have their own emoji, and that emoji is going to be the cat because they're a bunch of pussies. All right, so if we will, chat, if you will, can we drop some not hearts, I said hearts, autopilot. Can we drop some cats in the chat? Some cats. And not the black cat, because if you drop the black cat, I'm going to get pissed. All right? Drop cat emojis. Let's see. Thumbs up. Same over on the tube. Drop the cat emoji because these motherfuckers is scaredy cats. I'm going to say scaredy cats. I see my mods are sending out like requests left and right, but y'all are too afraid to get in the box. Y'all want me to argue with y'all from up here while you are in the cheap seats? Bruh. Be so very serious. Not going to happen. So therefore, I am not going to talk about the SPLC. I'm not. I'll talk about it if you get in the box. Who's literally in the box? Let's see. There we go. Someone named AI Priest. Let's see what this person's talking about. Hi, I take it you're a Trump supporter?
That's one way to say it, yeah.
All right. And for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
38.
All right. And so why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, honestly, I mean, there's a couple reasons. So, like, the whole Iran thing,
Okay.
a lot of the left have been saying they believe that Iran has the right to develop those sort of mass weapons, which is honestly not the position of any Democrat in American history. No, no, what I mean, like Obama was not letting them, build that. No Democrat ever has believed that Iran should do that. So I mean, Democrats are changing rapidly. You guys become radicalized in every single way, and you're just dangerous.
I think
I
you
mean,
might
like literally,
misunderstand the
like
difference
those
between
those
the
that type of
Democrat.
logic is so dangerous.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me?
You might misunderstand the difference between like a liberal. All right. So a moderate, a liberal, a progressive, and maybe even a socialist or a communist. All right. So I don't even identify as a Democrat. All right. I would say more so progressive and maybe even socialist. Definitely not communist though.
So
Maybe even
you
more so
agree with the war
socialist.
then?
And so
You agree with the war?
I agree. Why would you say I agree with the war?
Well, because you're making this like weird distinction that you're somehow different and you're not a Democrat. I mean, I don't know why you guys always do this. Like, you guys are the same. You have all
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
talking points. I
yeah. I
don't care
love
what
how
you
you
call
all try
yourself.
to not
You got your little
identify with
special
MAGA,
box.
but you are. So sure. Anywho, because there are different things that people believe in, but at the end of the day, people understand what it is that they need to vote for. With that being said, all right, it's either going to be no one can have nuclear weapons or everyone can have nuclear weapons. Why is it? Because are you okay with the United States having nuclear weapons?
Uh, yeah.
Oh, okay, but you're not okay with Iran having nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that
Do you
that is correct.
see
Are you
do you
aware
see the
that in
contradiction? I don't
Iran
see the I'm not aware of anything. Do you see the
25% of the women in
contradiction?
Iran?
Do you see the
No, I don't.
contradiction in what it
No,
is
I
that
don't.
you're saying? Oh, you don't. I think it's crazy that you don't see the contradiction,
So
like in what it is that you're saying,
25% of the women in
because it's
Iran are
okay
forced
for the
into
United
marriage
States
under the age
to
of
actually.
18.
I'm
Over a
so sorry.
million,
Women in over
a
25
million
states in the United
10-year-olds
States are
are
forced to carry
forced into
children and they don't want
marriage
to. I
in
need you to
Iran
understand
every
that.
year.
Did you
You're
just
going to
come here to try
compare
to
us? We're the
steamroll?
same.
Did you really
America
just
and
come here to
Iran are
try to
the same. That's what
steamroll?
you want to compare.
Hey, you're not a real person. Thank you guys for the butterfly
You're the
mask.
one
Y'all
who
are
keeps
awesome.
interrupting me. What do you
Shushies. Shushies, because what you're about to do
Go ahead.
is you're about to try to do
Go
a
ahead. What
plea
you got
to
to say?
emotion. Shushies, please. Thank you. You're trying to
Excuse
do
me?
a
So
plea
every
to
country
emotion.
in the
Hey, Shauna, keep your
This
finger
is
on
this
it.
is why you are dangerous. Your logic is
All
so
right.
freaking flawed.
Caller,
You
hold for
really
one
want
moment, please.
you,
Shushies.
you're a nut.
Shushies.
You got nothing
You
to
don't know
say.
how to have a
To
conversation.
say
I
you would
actually
destroy
do, because what you're doing is a plea to emotion.
our
So if
you
we're
would
going to
destroy.
talk about how
We're talking
dangerous,
about every
if
a
we're going to
nuclear
talk
weapon.
about
What
how
are you
dangerous
thinking? Are you
Iran is, then what
you
we're going to do is we're also going to talk about how dangerous the United States of America is. You're a 38-year-old man fighting
class
with a mute button. I need you to
classic
rethink your life. You
classic
can say what it is
Democrat?
that you want to say,
You guys
but
gonna
if you can't
all
engage in actual
unalive.
conversation,
You're
listen,
gonna
sir, we're trying to have real
you're the one who started.
conversations with real
You're
people.
the one who
We're trying to have real
interrupted me.
conversations with real
Bro.
people, sir. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. You
You're
need to
so
calm down.
you're so
You need to
no.
calm
You don't.
down. So you
Station.
gotta
You
calm down, sir.
know,
You've gotta calm
so
down.
corny.
You've gotta calm
The
down.
fuck up.
You gotta calm. Like,
You're
control
ugly as
yourself.
fuck too.
Control yourself,
Do
sir.
this shit because you're
Control
ugly.
yourself,
There's
sir.
nobody,
Control
and you're
yourself. Shut
angry.
up. Get
That's
out of
what.
here. Goodbye. Go now. Get. Like, what are we doing here? Like, be so serious. All right. If every single time I start talking, you decide that you want to interrupt me, then how about we're not going to have a conversation? So there's that part. All right. Thank you for holding, caller. Are you a Trump supporter? Person on the Google phone? Hey, you're a child. Okay. What is this? All right. Liam? I think that's Liam. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am. And also, don't
Hey.
mind my voice. I promise. I'm 18, born 2007. I promise.
Oh, okay. So you're 18. That means that you didn't vote for Trump, but you're deciding at 18 to support him?
I did vote for. Like my parents.
You didn't vote for
They
him.
support
You're
him.
18 years old.
My parents support him. So
Okay.
why not?
Have you had an individual
Dude,
thought
why don't
outside
you
of
have
your
a
parents?
conversation? Huh?
Have you had an individual thought outside of your parents?
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right. Come back.
I mean,
Call from Aaliyah.
Hi, Aaliyah. Hold for one moment, please. Okay, there we go. All right, Aaliyah, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
And for TikTok purposes, how old are you? That was a child. That was a child. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, please, I don't want people coming up here and trying to make an emotional plea. Hey, thank you, Stephanie. An emotional plea in regards to Iran. And the reason why is because then what we'll have to do is we're going to have to talk about all of the atrocities that the United States of America has committed against its own citizens. I need you all to understand that. And to be so contradictory and say that it's okay for the United States of America, the only country, mind you, in the entire world to ever use nuclear weapons. All right. Oh man, the gifts got suspended. Oh well. All right. So gifts were suspended. I'll try to appeal it on the other phone. If you want to support, send the links are in the bio. We'll see what happens. Is this the same person calling?
Call from Aaliyah.
Hey, you just hung up. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay.
My phone disconnected. Sorry.
Okay. All right. And you are a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I agree a lot with his economic issues. I'm a Canadian citizen, so I see how having a liberal government affects a nation, you know?
Maple MAGA. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why do you want fascism?
I don't want fascism.
You do. You do. Because that's what Donald Trump is doing. He's trying to usurp our checks and balances, especially in regards to the Constitution's Articles 1 and 3. And then, like, also another thing is you mentioned his economic policies, but his tariffs were a failure.
Do you know what socialism is?
I know what socialism is. Yes. Do you know what socialism is?
Yes, I live in a socialist country.
You think Canada is a socialist country?
Yes, it is.
Canada is very, very capitalistic. You may have some
You can
socialist type
Google it.
programs, but you're not socialist.
Free healthcare, homelessness gets supported. You get a living allowance for just staying on the street. I don't think any other country does that.
Okay. What I just said was you may have some socialist programs, but at the end of the day, Canada is a capitalistic society.
There is capitalistic aspects
Is this how you
Canadian
talk?
society,
Like,
but
I just want to
overall
make
it
sure
is
of
a
something before
socialist
we
society.
continue, just so I can have a baseline here. Like, when you talk, do you typically scream like that? Is that what you do, or are you getting excited or upset?
This is just how I talk.
That's just how you talk. Oh, okay, all right. I just want to make
I'm
sure.
passionate. I'm a
Okay, I
very
just want to make
passionate
sure.
person. Very passionate.
Okay. Sure. So, with that being said, all right, again, you live in a capitalistic society, and to
Yes,
is
a
this a different person?
socialistic, capitalistic
Yeah. Hold
society.
on one moment, love. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. There's another call coming in.
Call from
Nitro.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Hello?
Are you a Trump supporter? And turn me off in the background.
Turn you off in the background.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah,
hear
listen to
myself.
you, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I would like to know why are you not a Trump supporter? Because I'm just getting into politics, and I would like to know the differences, what's going on with the liberals and what's going on with the Republicans.
Do
I just
you
thought you
live in the
might wanted
United
something else
States
to
of
talk about.
America?
You know? Yes, ma'am.
How old are
I live in
you?
Louisiana. I'm 27.
You're 27.
I'm
You
having
live in the
kids and
United
everything,
States
and
of
I'm just trying
America.
to.
Who did you vote for?
I didn't vote, sadly, because I was a convicted felony. I had to wait 10 years to vote. So I get to vote. I think I get my rights back in like one more year.
Okay. Hold on one moment.
call from
Adrian,
Adrian, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay. And for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
43.
Okay. All right. I'll be right with you in just a moment. There's a caller in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I think I'm going to have to get one of those things to do like the call screening thing, because this is a lot. Good grief. All right. Thank you for holding. Okay. All right. So, but have you been paying attention to what's going on in the world?
Yes, I've been paying attention to Trump starting wars, and he's got the president from Venezuela, which I'm pretty sure is very illegal. Him doing what he's doing to Iraq, him trying to what's that is
Guys, let's
take
tap our way
control of
through the
other
restrictions.
people's
Tap the screen,
feet,
tap,
and
tap, tap the
like
screen. All
they're
right, continue to
skipping
share,
routes. Am I
repost the
correct?
live, and just do all of the good things, guys. Okay. Okay, so you saw those things that Donald Trump is doing, but do you see how Donald Trump is basically attacking our judicial system by means
No, I
of
did
trying
not.
to restrict their power?
No, I did not. How is he protecting the judicial system?
Okay, so the way that he's going after the judicial system is via basically a media campaign against them, saying that we have liberal judges and judges on the left, and saying that these judges are only making decisions against him because of ideology. Ideology is what you believe, what you think, rather than going by the law.
I know what ideology is now.
Okay, cool.
I'm not ignorant. It's just that I just never really was into politics.
Cool. So,
So,
with that being said,
but what I'm saying, but also, but the liberals to me aren't much better. Like, cause with all these gay policies that they are supporting and making, I have nothing against gays or anything, but like we have kids that grow up listening to that. Like I have nothing with gays or nothing, but why would like you want your son and your daughter being exposed to that type of media, and that's just influencing them to do something? Let them make that decision on their own instead of you just putting it in their face 24/7.
Do you think that it's something that someone could say or do to you that's going to turn you gay?
Oh no.
Oh, okay then. So why do you think that there's something that someone could do or say to your kid that would turn them
Because
gay?
it's different. Because it's different when you're a young, impressionable mind instead of being someone that's 28 and that's already developed and already have a brain for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's not how any of that works. I want you to understand that. It's not how any of that works.
That is how your brain works.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry,
it's not. You
that is
don't
how your brain
turn
develops.
gay. That's the thing. You don't turn gay. That's the whole point.
See, I hear people say that. Oh, I was born gay. half the people who said it was born gay.
Yeah, because the majority of the people, they know since a young age. They may not have been able to express it, but they know from a young age. You don't turn gay. You're born that way.
Okay, let's get off the gay subject because I don't really have a problem with gays. I just think I don't like the way that they push their agenda.
I don't like that they push a heteronormative agenda. I'm tired of seeing a man and a woman kiss on my television screen.
I mean, but
do you hear like do you hear that? Do you hear how you sound though? Like think about that.
Yeah,
like,
no, because before I think before Obama made it legal for gays to get married, that was the norm. That's what your ancestors was brought upon, that a man and a woman should be married and two men should not be married, and that's the biblical norm.
Yeah, we don't have to follow the biblical norm. Also, the biblical norm doesn't say anything about homosexuality being wrong. All right, that's actually a bastardization that was put into the Bible by men in like I believe it was in the late 1940s, if not the early 50s.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to look that up. I don't, I don't think that is correct. But if you're right, you're right. I'm not going to argue or do something that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not ignorant enough to do that.
So, yeah, you would want to look into that also, because it was something that was added by man. It's not God's word.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'll look into it. But also, what about with the liberals not owning that? How about taking away guns? Like,
nobody is trying to take away any guns. Who has put forth any legislation to take away people's guns?
California, the legislature
You're talking about on a state level. You don't even live in California. So we're talking about on a federal level.
I know, because I live in a Republican state, which 9 times out of 10, before you take our guns in a Republican state, you probably have to kill us.
Okay, shout out to y'all. The question was, who on a federal level has put forth legislation to take away your guns?
I told you I'm really just getting into politics, so I can't really tell you the exact.
The answer is no one.
But I do also know. Wait, hold up. Can I finish? I'm not cutting you off every time you speak. I let you speak.
No, I'm telling you, I'm answering the question for you because you weren't able to answer it with someone doing it. The answer is no one is trying to take away your guns. The only thing that people are asking for is they're asking for regulation in regards to universal background checks and red flag laws. So common sense gun reform.
No. That's not the only thing they're asking, because right now it's illegal for certain people to own AR-15, and I think it's in California or in Minnesota, one of these states where you can't own an AR-15. It's basically just a submachine gun, which is a regular submachine gun. Now I understand you saying, oh, you don't want them to earn this, like, because in Detroit there's a lot of killings with people and they add switches to their guns, which means all your bullets come out extremely fast. Which is, to me, that's stupid. You don't want all your bullets. You don't want to waste all your bullets at one time. Why would you do that if you're actually in a real situation?
You keep saying that you're not ignorant. So what you would understand is that this is a state issue, not a federal thing, right?
Right, because it's different states. But what I'm saying is, we're one country, aren't we? I believe so, right? We all live under one flag, right?
Then what you would want to have then is universal gun laws instead of state by state. Yes. Then you'd have to take it up with Congress and talk to them about the 10th Amendment, which gives states its rights to govern itself.
Okay, see, that's why I called you. You're more. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're more intelligent and more informed than what I am about most of these laws. I'm just getting into them, so that's why I actually was calling you. Actually, try to get informed. So that's why I'm not really trying to be too combative with you, but I would like to know.
Yeah, I would say just keep listening and then go from there. But there is someone else who does support Donald Trump on the other end, and I'm going to speak with them now. But thank you for calling in.
All right, you enjoy your day, man.
You too. Bye-bye. Hi, thank you for holding. All right, so you mentioned that you did but you do support Donald Trump. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Why would I not? Why are you not supporting Trump? Why
Yeah,
are
I
you
have a
not supporting
litany
the
of reasons,
president?
but let's talk about why you
I'm
are.
I'm I'm sure you do, but what it seems like is you told somebody, you made a statement about not fighting it, debating with emotions. Then you proceeded to debate somebody, one of the last persons been before I made the phone call in, with an emotional topic or something that you believe in that was based purely off of emotions. But
What
to
was
answer your
that?
questions, I can't remember. It was so
Oh,
long
then I
ago.
don't
I done
believe you.
listened at you don't believe a lot of things. I
Are
don't
you
believe.
right? I
It's
don't.
just like I think you just said something about you believe that people are born gay, and that is the furthest from the truth that you can ever be. Nobody's
Sure,
born
prove
gay.
it. You're
People are.
gonna provide the Bible as your
There's
source?
nothing. There's nothing to prove. I don't believe in the Bible. Then there's nothing to prove. Nobody's
Okay, then
born
that
gay.
means that you would have some science that shows that people aren't born gay. Is what you would have?
Is there some science that show people are born gay?
Yes, there is actually. There is. So what you would
Cite it.
want to do
Please
is
cite it.
provide the science. Like, come on.
No,
All right.
you provide it.
Did you just
You
decide one
provide it.
day
See,
that you were
this is just
heterosexual, sir?
now this is emotional for you.
This
Let
isn't
me tell you
emotional.
something.
I just don't like ignorance.
No, it's so
And that's a
then
fact.
you really have a problem with yourself
What,
because
you thought you was gonna
as
call in and put me in
as
my place
smart
or
as you
something? That's what you thought you were
as
gonna do?
smart as you
Because
seem to
I
be,
guarantee
you
you're not even
can
able
be
to
as
engage in any
ignorant.
type of equitable dialogue here.
Here you
Tell us
go.
why you're still
Here you,
supporting Trump.
no, why do you think people are born gay
I just asked you a
instead of
question,
instead of
and
instead of
the
made
question
gay?
was, why are you still
You said
supporting
I asked you
Trump?
the same question. You said you had a litany of reasons. You've not given me one.
Because this is my
Is it
juke
is
joint,
it is it
and I asked you the question. I said, why are you still supporting Trump? And you wanted to talk about your feelings. I don't care about your
No,
feelings.
I'm not
You are
talking about
talking
my
about your
feelings, and I don't
feelings. You're
care
in your
about
feelings
yours.
right now because you
Oh
got
no,
yourself all worked up because of how I spoke to someone. Think about that.
you told someone that people are
No, I
born
told
gay.
someone.
Nobody
Oh my
is
God, I told
born
somebody
gay.
something.
That was the furthest thing from the truth that you could ever
You
be.
can't disprove it. So there's that part of it. So,
Well,
anywho,
no,
let's
I'm not gonna
continue
prove
on.
something that can't be
If you're not
proven.
able to say why you are still supporting Trump, then by all means, sir, you have a hang up button on your phone. You can press it. Or if you have a flip phone, close it. Do that.
Why would I not support the president of the United States?
Why would
Why
you
would
not
anybody
support
not
the
support the
president of the United
president
States? So are you just
other
telling
than
us
just
that you don't have any reason for
sheer
supporting
Trump
him?
derangement syndrome?
I'm sorry, are you just
Is
telling
that
us
what
that
it
you
is you
don't
have?
have any reason to support him other than him being the president?
I think we all have a valid reason to support him, man. It's just the ones of you who don't support him have TDS, and it's very bad.
We got
Or,
TDS.
or, or the reason that you do not support him is because you were born into what you were born with.
You were born
Instead of
into
being gay,
it.
you were born being democratic.
You were born
That's
being
what,
democratic.
that was you.
We
That's
were
what you were
born
given.
being
You were
democratic,
gifted
sir.
a Democratic Party,
No one is
but
born into a political ideology, sir. That
no
is
one is
something that you
born
actually do
gay. That's an
learn.
ideology as well.
Being gay isn't an ideology, sir.
That's an
It's a
ideology.
sexual
It's an idea.
orientation.
It's an
Do you
idea.
get to
It's an
control
idea.
whether or not you are attracted to women?
Do I get to control whether? Yes, I control whether or not I'm attracted to women. I
No, you
choose to be
don't,
attracted to
stupid.
women because I
Jesus
don't want to be
Christ, y'all. Why
attracted
I
to
always
a
gotta
man.
talk to stupid men? This is me being emotional, guys. I
Oh,
really wish one
oh,
day that a man who is actually
you've been emotional long
emotionally
before I got
equipped
on
to
this
have
phone.
these conversations. Shut up. I put him on hold because he's stupid. I really wish, right, that like I could talk to a man who is actually emotionally equipped to have these conversations, all right? Because all they ever do is get in their feelings. And for me, I'm just not doing that, all right? I am not your wife. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your sister, your auntie, none of that shit. Go talk to them.
To accept,
Leave me
press
alone.
1. To send a voicemail,
Okay?
press 2.
All right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
I am
Okay. And for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
45.
All right. And why are you still supporting Trump?
I look at it this way. I used to not support either side. I managed to stay away from that until it felt like almost like a video game where it's just like you either can go forward and get to the head of this monster, or we just keep going back, get sent back to level 1, level 2, because level 1, level 2, because they're all in on it.
Okay, so you think the two wings of the same bird argument is what you're basically trying to make here?
Exactly, they're all answering
Okay.
to the same people. I just think one gets us closer to
what?
to the end, to whatever it is that we, that the
What
ugly
is that, though?
reality. I
What is
guess it's
that?
like,
What is the end? Think about it. Hold for one moment, please.
Call from
Josh.
Caller, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Okay, and for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
26.
All right, it'll be just a moment. I'm going to place you on hold. There's a caller in front of you. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, did they hang up? Oh, they hung up. Of course, they didn't have an argument. Oh, good grief. Okay, all right, Josh, why are you still supporting Trump?
I have a question. Did you go to Georgia Tech by any chance? For
Not at all.
Digital marketing?
Nope.
Okay, I thought you looked like someone I thought I knew.
Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm. Why are you still supporting Trump?
What college did you go to?
Why are you still supporting Trump?
Oh, what college did you go to?
Does it matter?
Yeah, I swear I've seen you at Georgia Tech.
I
You did not
never
go to
lived in
Tech.
Georgia a day in my life, sir. All right. I give you the opportunity to think about why you're supporting Trump. Hold on one moment. What is happening?
call from
My name is Al.
Hi, Al. Hold one moment, please. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you. Thank you so very much to Kate for the $10. Kate said, thank you for all you do. Any volunteer suggestions for a fellow AZ liberal / socialist working with indivisible, but always looking for more ways to help? You can look into like your local food banks, which I do enjoy doing. You can look, I don't know. I really only done like the food banks. You can see what you have a passion about and then check out the different services. Like I know we have You Mom here. We have different women's shelters. There's different programs to help the homeless here. So figure out what it is that you like to do and what you have a passion about, Kate, and then go from there. But thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Please drop some hearts in the chat for Kate. All right. And also, let me see here. Thank you to Urban Label. All right, shout out to you for the $2 PayPal. You said, why is a felon worried about pew-pews? That's a fair question. I didn't even want to ask him that question. And you know why? It's because I really didn't even want to hear the answer. I ain't gonna hold you. It was gonna be something crazy because why does he want to own a firearm like that? I want people to be normal. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Let's keep doing all of the good things, guys. All of the good things. Shout out to the tubers. Thank you again for being here. I'm trying to check the thing. Let's see. Oh, is that an echo on my end? That was weird. Oh, you invited someone? Don't invite anybody while I'm on the YouTube calls. I appreciate y'all, though. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for holding, sir. All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
You said, well, I'm still supporting Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the idea of supporting him is just the leadership that I see from Trump, because, I'm looking at a guy that, he's against abortion, which we done lost a lot of black kids doing abortion, doing your party. I think you're Democrat, I'm pretty sure. That's what y'all believe in, a lot of that stuff. So I don't like that. I'm a Christian.
YouTube, shout out to Sunshine for the $25 super chat. Thank you so very much, Sunshine.
But I do like him.
All right. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Drop some hearts for Sunshine, guys. Keep doing all of the good things. He ain't talking about nothing.
Sleepy Joe.
And if you'd like to support me, support the stream links are in the bio. I appreciate y'all. And thank you, Skip's daughter, for the $1.99 super chat for gratitude. Oh, I appreciate you, love. So much gratitude. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, for real.
Hello.
Let's get into this. Drop some hearts in the chat. Okay. All right. You mentioned about supporting abortion. And you mentioned that is a thing that like Democrats support. But like the majority of Americans support abortions, women having the right to their own bodily autonomy. So we have that. I mean, it's not just a Democratic thing. And also another thing is that it's not just Black women getting abortions. Black women are the ones who are just basically tracked because of the public services that are used to actually track that information. The majority of white women actually receive abortions via private insurance.
Yeah, but I understand what you're trying to say out there. Like they had a convention. Look what they had out there, abortion clinics out there.
I'm sorry, the
Republicans had
convention?
they stuff.
The
The
DNC?
Republicans had they didn't do that.
You mean the
The few guys
DNC?
done that, but they didn't do that.
Are you talking about the DNC?
Yeah.
I just want to understand what it is you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the DNC, the DNC. Yeah, when y'all had that, when y'all had that, y'all had abortion clinics right outside, and a lot of people got turned off because of that.
Do you do understand that they weren't there? Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's just the fact, I'm not, like I told you before, I'm not with neither party, but I just go with the whatever president does the best job that I can see that can do the job. The one we had before that didn't do a good job. The one we had before that, then I don't think it did a good job. The one before that, I don't think it did a good job with nobody.
So
I think I'm just saying, Trump first term, he did everything good.
Time out. One moment.
I'm not.
Do you know what you just said?
He did. Yeah, I know what
you
I
just said the last president didn't do a good job. That'll be Biden. And the president before that didn't do a good job. That'll be Trump. Yep. And then the president before that, you don't think that he did a good job. That'll be Obama. All right. So you don't think that Trump did a good job, but then you just said you think he did. It's really weird.
No. What, I misunderstood. That was on me right there. I made a mistake on that because I was rushing too fast. Okay, when Trump was in the chair the first time, okay, I'm gonna correct myself on that. He did a good job with the economy. People saw that until that COVID came around. They seen what the man done. You understand? And he did a good job.
He was handling a fantastic economy, and then he gave himself and his besties a massive tax cut for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, and he did that. And then by 2019, what we had actually saw is that we started to see prices increase because of his tariff war that he was waging with China. And that was after him giving a $32 billion bailout to farmers.
Oh, okay, but the farmers needed that. It's better than giving out all that money with all these people.
Why did the farmers need the bailout, sir?
Look at all the millions of people can't cross the border, man.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question for you. I'm serious. I'm seriously asking you a question. I'm trying to get you to actually engage in dialogue. All right. Why did the farmers need the bailouts in 2019?
Because before that, they had cut the farmers off. They weren't getting the stuff that we need. They were getting food and stuff from these foreign countries. They put more money out to these foreign countries. They were doing their own farmers.
That's not true, sir.
I was in the Marine Corps, so I've been around this stuff, and I know and I see what they have done. That's why I don't support neither party, but I do get.
Okay. Thank you for answering the question, sir. Thank you for answering the question. All right. That was not the correct answer. Right. The reason why I'm trying to explain to you why they actually needed the bailout, sir. The reason why they needed a bailout is because of the tariffs that Donald Trump had placed on China, along with Mexico and also Canada. All right. But specifically Mexico and China. And what was happening is that these countries were not purchasing agricultural goods from the United States of America. Things like, I believe it's called like sorghum, wheat, soybeans. They weren't purchasing our pork, amongst other veggies, well, I should say produce. They weren't purchasing those things from us due to the tariffs that Donald Trump had placed. So with that being said, our farmers were actually filing bankruptcy, Chapter 12 bankruptcy at a large amount, and they were losing their, like the little family-owned farms were being bought out by the larger corporate farms. Sorghum, thank you. I can't see your name, Malay, I think it is. Thank you very much. It's sorghum. So they were basically losing money. Sitting on crops because they couldn't afford it. Do you know that the same thing happened in 2025 because of Donald Trump's tariff war? we got we had a 12 billion bailout for farmers at that time in 2025 because of the exact same thing.
No, I heard something about that, but that's still what you saying. I understand you breaking this stuff down. I mean, I understand that. I know about it. You breaking it down, which is great. But what I'm trying to get back at and say is that y'all criticize this man, okay? But what about all these immigrants came into this country the last couple of years, and when that big hurricane hit down in Georgia, up in the coast up there, South Carolina, wherever to hit up in there. And they told the people to go online and apply to get $700, and y'all giving all these immigrants all this money coming in the country. That even was vetted. You don't know who's in this country. It's not even unsafe. It was already unsafe before they came in the country. Now we let millions and millions of people come in the country, and we supported these people.
Okay, I have a few things to read off. I have to say thank you to my friends for just a moment, and I'll be happy to answer that, okay? One moment. Thank you. All right, great. Shout out to Mr. Melvin for the $10 super chat. Mr. Melvin said, men, you are making it very difficult for me and my son to find a good woman when you guys open your mouth and speak this utter nonsense. Can you show the ad again, please? I will, Mr. Melvin. I'll show it for you today, sir. I will. Thank you, Mr. Melvin. Draw some hearts in the chat for Mr. Melvin, y'all. Also, thank you to, I cannot see that name. What is your name? Utilitarius? I don't know what that says. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for the cheers, friend. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Also, draw some hearts in the chat for Draco's Rose. I fucking love that name. Shout out to Draco's Rose for the $20 super chat. They said, for Antonio for saying that dummies are sending you money. Here's to your haters in the chat. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Draco's Rose. All right. It's always a hater. Always a hater. All right. Why are you mad? Why are you so mad? Doesn't make any sense. Don't be mad. Be glad. Also, shout out to Sebastian for the $5 super chat. Sebastian said, you're doing the Lord's work because I would not have the patience to deal with some of these callers. I really, I don't know. And I'm sober today, by the way, guys. I just want to let you all know that it's way too early in the day to be drinking anything. So I got water and juice. That's it. Water and juice. I got everything. Thank you so very much, Tubridge. Y'all are fucking awesome. Keep doing all of the good things, guys. All of the good things. If you'd like to support me, support the stream. The links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica9 at gmail.com. And if you're over on the tube, you can send a super chat. All right. Let's go ahead and knock out the donuts. It looks like we have 67 of those to go. Did I do my math right? 77. I didn't. 77 of those to go. All right. And continue to share and repost to live. And let's get, why are we only at 89,000 likes? Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. All right. Let's get the likes up. Let's get these likes up to 200,000 likes. All right. Let's keep doing the good things. I appreciate you all. And remember, everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted. Thank you, guys. Hey, caller, do me a favor and mute the stream in the background. I can hear it.
Say what now?
Mute the stream in the background for me, please. I can hear it.
Well, we good.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right.
No problem.
With that being said, okay. Okie dokie, artichoke.
Shoot it to me.
Right.
Let's go.
So you mentioned the people receiving $700. It was actually $750, and that was just the emergency aid that they received up front. After receiving the emergency aid, when they submitted their claim, what they could receive is upwards of thousands of dollars to actually help them rebuild after the storms. The Biden administration actually did a very good job of handling both the storms in Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina that did occur. All right. If you want to talk about that, because we're going to have to juxtapose it against how did Donald Trump handle the storms in Georgia last year where people died.
What you mean last year?
There were storms in Georgia last year during the spring and the fall.
I was down by that way because I worked for the Department of Defense. I was down that way. It wasn't. I mean, he done better. It wasn't. It would have been
what
all
did
on
he
the
do?
news. You know, y'all got.
What about the storms in Missouri? Did he go out to them? What about the floods in Texas?
He went there before. He went there. Matter of fact, if you want to get back to that, when y'all was in the chair, when y'all had that big thing down there, she didn't even show it. Trump went down there before anybody even showed up down there. He was down there before he got elected. And
Yeah,
nobody
and
let
guess what
anyone
they
shut
did?
down
And,
that
and guess
then.
what happened when Trump went down there? Guess what happened?
He went,
Guess what
I know what
happened?
happened.
Traffic, they
I
had
know what happened.
traffic. They had traffic.
Well,
Emergency services were diverted because a former president was in the area. All
no,
right.
I
So
wasn't that
people
bad.
that needed help likely didn't receive it because of the fact that these emergency services, police, ambulance, and all of that jazz, all right, were being paid attention, were diverted to ensure that no harm came to the former president at the time. I think you need
The
to
man was
understand
he
that.
was down there
I'm
for a
not
few
finished
days.
though. Another thing is that you mentioned
He was
black
down there
people
for a
when
few
you
days.
first called in, right? You mentioned black
So
people
what?
and you referred to yourself also as black, right?
Yeah, I'm black. I'm proud to be a black
You
man.
are up here like supporting Donald Trump when that $32 billion that I spoke about earlier for farmers in 2018, 2019, all right? Less than 0.01% of that money went to black farmers. Black farmers were excluded from that aid. Do you know that Donald Trump met with farmers of America in December of 2025 to actually discuss and then announce his $12 billion aid package for farmers? Guess who he excluded?
What you trying to say? He didn't do nothing for the farmers. That's what you're saying, right?
He
Like blacks?
excluded black farmers.
I'll have to go back and double check on that one. He might have did. I don't know, man. It's all that stuff is crooked anyway. You know that.
All that
You
stuff is
sound like you in
crooked now,
politics.
anyways. Okay,
It's a,
I get it.
it's,
I
but
get
but
it.
I'm trying to say I'm trying to not downgrade what you're saying, okay? And I'm not trying to have you to reverse your mind like you talking like why we supporting Trump. You got to remember Trump hung around with black people way back. Do you forget that? Who used to hang with Jim Brown, all the best guys out there, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, until he became a Republican
You
and
do
it
know
went
what you
against him.
just said, right?
That's right. The man, he used to hang out with those guys.
You
That's
know
right.
what
He
you just
used to
said,
hang
though.
out with
You
those.
just
It
said
was
that he
Judge Joe
can't be
Brown said
racist
that.
because he has black friends.
It don't make no difference. If you racist, you're not going to hang around with no black people, really, unless you're on the job.
That's not true,
You're not
sir.
going to hang around with no black people because you're
Yeah.
going to try to stay away from them as much as possible because you don't like them.
Yeah.
It's
Hold
the
on.
same way. You
Hold
got
on
blacks
one
don't like
moment,
whites.
okay? Hold on
All
one
right.
moment. Hold on.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Itchy, how are you?
Hey there, love. I didn't mean to come up.
Oh, you did.
I'm
You
not.
did that.
Yeah,
You gotta
man.
stop. I thought you came to talk to this old crazy ass black man, but that's right. You don't deal with them because they are ridiculous people.
They're ridiculous people.
Yeah, like this guy, he got an excuse for everything. I'm about to ask him, what is it that you're looking to get, and then go from there, and we'll see
Yeah,
what
well,
happens. But hey, you're more than welcome to stay. If you have to go, you can drop yourself down. But you're more than welcome to stay.
okay. Well, I'm gonna roll up and be quiet.
Okay, all right, bet. All right, chat, do all of the good things. Make sure you're following the backup and also the main in the top left-hand corner. And show love to Mr. Itchy while he's here, guys. Let's do all of the good things. Okay, all right. You can mute me again. Okay, so I have to ask you this question. I really, really do. Because, again, you literally just said out of your mouth that, Donald Trump can't be racist because he has black friends. And I don't do that. I don't think you should be
No,
tokenizing
I
other
didn't say it
black
like
folks.
that. I didn't say that.
You did, though.
I said, I don't think, how can you say a man is really racist if he hung around with black celebrities back then?
Did he
That's what I
really
meant to
hang
put it.
around with black people, or did he just happen to be in the same
Judge Joe
vicinity?
Brown even said it. Go back and look at some of his episodes.
So there's
It shows it takes the same thing. He managed to come to the club and he used to be inside the club. Go back and listen to some of the stuff he said.
Okay, sure.
He been back in them days with the
what
man.
is it that you're looking to gain from a Trump presidency?
I'm not looking to gain nothing for nobody. I just want the strongest person we need. America's the strongest country in the world. We need a strong leader. We need somebody, even though the man, he's not perfect, nobody but God. And Jesus and the Holy Spirit. They're the only one perfect that I know of. We all come short of the glory, and we all going to continue to be like that. But my thing is, we should not be down on nobody. God said, judge ye not, so that you won't be judged. And that's what we forget. So my thing is, I don't hate nobody.
Are you trying to say that we shouldn't judge Donald Trump?
the Bible say that's what God said. I'm not. I'm just a messenger. That's what the
So we
Bible says.
shouldn't
You read the
judge
Bible.
Donald Trump.
It's
So
in the
even when
Bible.
Donald Trump is causing harm to other people, we shouldn't judge him. Even when Donald
So
Trump is
so so
starting
so so
a
so like
war that is
so like
getting
none of them never
Americans
did.
unalived, we shouldn't judge him for that.
What you mean hurting
Then what
people?
are we like? What are we judging him by?
Why is
Because
he,
didn't you
so
judge
how is he
Kamala
hurting people?
Harris to make a decision not to vote for her?
Well, Harris said she ain't gonna do nothing for blacks. So I'm not gonna do. But what you gonna do for black people? I'm not gonna do nothing for
Tell me
black
a
people.
tell me a
I was at least
presidential
saying something
candidate that
different.
said they're going to do something for black people.
What you mean?
Tell me a presidential candidate that said they're going to do something for black people. Tell me their
But
name,
the
then tell me
question
what
didn't
they
come to them
said.
like that though. Maybe if the question would have came to them and they'd respond like that, then it'd have been the same thing would have happened to them. You don't do
No.
stuff like that on national TV when people are
No.
watching you.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, the
You
reason
don't
why
do
I'm
stuff when
saying no,
people watching
sir.
you on TV.
I mean, it's like y'all answer questions and then y'all just like y'all like keep going on. It's like it's no need to even do that. It's because it's like we got it. We understood. The reason
Well,
why,
sometimes
let me
people
ask
don't.
you,
Everybody
don't you
might not be
think
smart like
that
you.
we have we actually have legislation in place, all right? It's a part of the 14th Amendment, all right? That is the Equal Protections Clause. So that's the first part. We also have civil rights legislation on the books from 1866 that actually says that you cannot enact any law that would be specifically for any particular race. And that's from the Civil Rights Act of 1866.
Well, I understand
So
about that.
you can't
I
make
understand.
any law, sir, all right, that says
I'm not
that
making a
is
law. That's
specifically
what the
for
Bible
one
says.
race.
That's what God says. Thou shalt not judge.
We're not
If you read the
talking
Bible,
about
that's
what God is saying. You mentioned
what it
that
says.
Kamala
So
Harris
we
said that
judging.
she wasn't going to do anything for black people. And
Well,
that
that's what
is
she
not
said.
what she said. Because Kamala Harris,
She didn't say that. What she
all right,
said. What she say
so
then?
Kamala Harris, right, if she is to provide $25,000 in down payment assistance, right, do you think
Yeah, that's
that
gonna
would
happen.
help black people become homeowners?
That was gonna happen. You didn't answer my question. You say she didn't say that she's not gonna do nothing for black people. You say she didn't say that, right? That's what you're telling me right now in front of all your audience. That Harris did not say that. That's what you're saying.
Okay,
That
Harris
she
said
she didn't say
that.
that.
You got it. Harris said that. She meant it. She
Oh, I
won't
know
do
she
nothing
did.
for black folks. Okay, you got it.
Okay.
So
All right.
my question for you then is that, all right, with $25,000 in down payment assistance, do you think that would have helped black people?
Man, that woman couldn't give people $750 when they had that storm. That's somebody giving.
Do you
She
think
giving a check. She
increasing
gonna give people
the
20.
child tax credit would have helped black people?
I don't think she was gonna get that done. I don't believe it. You know, a lot of stuff they
Okay.
want to get done.
Okay. All right.
She could have did
So
that the
let's
first.
look at
She
this.
could
I
have
want
did
you to
that
be
the first couple
quiet.
of years. She was
I just want
in
you to
the
be
chair.
quiet. I want you to be quiet and I want you to listen to this. All right.
No,
We're going to
you
talk
can
about the
just.
Biden and Harris administration right now. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Talk about the Biden and Harris administration. Okay. Achieved the lowest black unemployment rate on record and created 2.4 million jobs for black workers as of August 2024. All right, let's juxtapose that against 500,000 black people losing their jobs in 2025 under the first year of the second Trump administration. There we go. Invested a record of more than $17 billion in historically black colleges and universities. Let's juxtapose that with what I believe. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get out my handy dandy calculator for this one. There we go. Let's see, 85 times, no, let's go back here. Because I like to be accurate. Okay, versus $850 million that Donald Trump allocated to HBCUs in his first term. Okay, we got it. All right, great, fantastic. Let's see here. Approved the cancellation of almost $170 billion in student loan debt for nearly 5 million borrowers, including a significant number of black borrowers who are disproportionately burdened by student debt. That is something for you to look into, sir. Also, let's see here, reduce mortgage insurance premiums for FHA loans, saving 76,000 black households an average of $900 a year. That's wow, that's awesome. All right,
That's awesome.
Let's see here.
Oh, okay.
Just suppose that with Donald Trump saying he wants to keep home prices high and he don't want to do
That's
nothing
awesome.
about the insurance industry.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, distributed 2.2 billion in financial assistance to over 43,000
Mm-hmm.
farmers who experienced discrimination. Black
Sound
farmers.
like you did your homework a little bit.
Led a
But you know what I'm
historically
saying?
equitable economic recovery. All right, I think they don't have to add in all that, but black wealth, even after adjusting for inflation, is up 60% relative to pre-pandemic levels, the largest increase on record. What that means is
Okay.
Joe Biden's administration made strides towards closing the wealth gap. The
Mm-hmm.
wealth gap. When the
So you want
record
to add something else
shows
onto
that under the
your
Trump
project?
administration, the wealth gap between whites and blacks grew. So there's that part. Tell me, what would
Could
she
you add
have
a
done
few
for
more
black
things onto
people?
your list that I got for you? Since you want to add those, could I add a few more onto your list?
Sure, by all means.
All right, add a few more onto your list. Anyway, you got a nice list there. I don't know that's what you say. I don't know, but I believe what you say. That's if you say it like that. But you left out some of the things that also the Biden administration approved for men to play in women's sports.
Oh my
Approved for
God.
kids to
Oh
change
my
their
God.
sex. So they're looking at all these other things too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, can you pull any of that
Violence,
up? Can you hear me?
We
violence
can
isn't
hear
enough
Can you
you.
for
hear
us
me?
neither.
Yeah, can you pull any of that up, or tell me where I can get that information from? Cause it sounds like you just pulled that out your sphincter.
The what?
Sounds like you pulled that out your sphincter.
No, man.
I'm trying to get
I'm
TikTok
I'm
and
not fighting
YouTube for
against
you.
you or nobody, my man. I'm just speaking the truth. People don't like the
Yeah,
truth; they want to
no,
lie.
and
I'm
that's
not
what
with
we're
neither
trying to do.
party.
We're trying to hold you.
I'm not with
We're
neither
trying to
party,
hold you to
Holmes.
the truth.
you don't have
I
to,
didn't ask you about
you
a
don't have to
party. What
defend
I asked
her.
you,
I'm not on either party, my man. Neither
okay,
party. I'm with
now
God,
that
Jesus, and
you've
the Holy
had your
Spirit. Who you
temper
with?
tantrum, now
I'm
that
with
you've had
God,
your
Jesus, and the
temper
Holy
tantrum,
Spirit. Who
man,
you with?
I don't care nothing about your sky daddy, bro, at all. I
I'm
I
with
didn't
God,
ask you
Jesus, and the
about it.
Holy Spirit. Who
What I
you with, man?
asked you about
Bruh.
was what you just said, sir. Can you show me or give me proof where I can find that information that you just gave? Because we want to hold
It's
each other
anyway, you can just
accountable up
Google
here.
it. Google about the
Tell
sex
me where you
change with
Googled it
kids, about
from.
men's play. You don't see men playing in women's sports
But where
that
did
was
you Google
approved by
it
them?
from,
Yeah.
sir?
Man,
Like,
I
where'd
ain't
you
here to
get it
argue
from?
with
Where
you, my
you read it
man.
at?
I'm just speaking what I know and what you know too. You just don't want to say it because you scared you're gonna
But you
defend
don't
her.
know.
I don't care, my man.
Yeah, but you don't know. But
I
that's the
don't fear
problem.
nobody but
Don't.
the master that created me, my man. Nobody.
Oh,
Ain't
God.
nobody asked you to be
You know,
afraid of
don't get on there and
anything.
try to be a judge. A
But
Can't
you're
judge.
the,
answer the
hold on,
question,
sir.
my
You're the
nigga, don't
one
mean
that
that you got to go to your
mentioned,
sky daddy.
you mentioned, you mentioned sports. You said men and women's sports. And you said that's what the Biden administration did. All we're asking for is evidence of such. By all means, where
Okay,
did you read that at, sir? What was the
it had to
legislation
be
called,
Trump.
sir?
Okay, let me say this right here. Let me say this.
Uh-huh.
The man just signed an executive order banning men's boys or whoever from playing in girls' sports. So evidently that order already been out because they didn't. Biden would have did the same thing, but he didn't do it. Why tell Trump for him to do that then?
Okay, so what you just told me is that you are easily manipulated. That's what you just
No,
told
it's
me.
not.
And
No, it's
also
not. No,
another
it's not.
thing,
No, it's not.
executive orders, all right, are executive orders law, or can they be basically repealed or undone by Congress?
No, it's executive or it's a law. It's in the
Executive
law
order.
that men cannot participate in women's sports.
It's not. It's
Boys
not.
can't not neither.
It's not.
Go Google that
An
up. Y'all know
executive
y'all
order
got
can be
all other
ignored by
information, but the stuff y'all supposed to have, y'all don't want it because y'all hate that. I don't hate
I don't
nothing. If
know.
it's right, it's right. Wrong
See,
is wrong. Right is wrong. If I had a
when
brother, he
when
Lord,
did
when
some
you
like,
wrong
don't
in
know what
front of
you're
me.
talking, when you don't know what you're
You
talking
don't know what
about, you
you're talking
fill
about. Who
those
you think
spaces
you
with
is,
a bunch
man?
of fucking
yeah, he
words.
started
I serve
You
my
just
windmilling.
country
fill it
my
with a
way of
bunch of
life. What you
words.
did?
Yeah, he
What you
windmilling
did
right
so I did
now.
on the streets?
You windmilling
I
right
serve my
now.
country my way of life. Marine Corps,
Yeah,
USMC,
I'm a
brother, all
veteran
day.
too. Yeah, I'm a veteran too. Yeah, old
You
man,
said
I'm a
what?
veteran too.
You bet what? I'm not here to argue with you, my man. You want to argue. I don't want to argue with you, man. I was just
I don't
talking to
know how
Joe.
he
You want
thought
to
that was
argue. It's
gonna be
funny.
a win,
I
Erica.
have no idea how
I
he
haven't
thought.
tried to argue with you once.
Well,
That's
I
you
tell you what I'm
crying.
going to do with y'all, man. I enjoyed the lady. She's very nice. She's very smart, intelligent.
Just scram, nigga. Shit.
I'm
Old ass
talking
don't
to
know
her, not
shit.
you.
Read a book.
You can just be
Hey,
quiet. I'm
read a
not
book,
talking to you.
nigga.
You understand? You need to read
Read
a book.
policy.
You need to
Be
read a book.
informed
I
when
don't
you
need to
vote
read no
next
book. I
time,
need to
nigga.
read the Bible, like you need to
You
read the
need to
Bible.
read
Get God into
something.
your
That's
life,
a book, nigga.
you'll
That's
be
called a
better.
book.
Yeah, if you
The
actually read the
Bible's
That's
called a
right. You
Bible,
need to
book.
then
read
you
it. I
wouldn't
read
have
it all
voted
the
for
time.
Donald Trump.
You want to do some of that too?
If you actually read the Bible, you would not have voted for Donald Trump at all.
Hey, what's oh, so Joe Biden can say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
This nigga is
That's what
predictable.
Trump needs to say too.
Predictable as all get out.
Hey, anyway, man,
Absolutely
y'all have a
predictable.
good one, man.
Because
God bless y'all. I like
I'm
talking to
pretty
y'all, but
sure
y'all
that
have a
is
good one,
something
man.
that the Breakfast Club closes their radio show with. If you're not black, they close it with that. And then after he did it, guess what he did? He apologized. I want you to tell
I ain't
us,
see him
when did Donald
apologize
Trump
to that.
apologize for calling for the death penalty for the Central Park Five, now known as the Exonerated Five? Because he definitely lied about them on stage at the presidential debate in September of 2024. So when did he apologize to them? I want to
Apologize to
know,
who? I didn't
when
hear the
did
last
Donald
part.
Trump apologize for not renting out his apartments during the 70s to black people? Because he was sued by the Justice
You know
Department for
something?
that.
I don't almost, honestly, I don't go back that far because, like I said, I'm not a politician. I don't get into that. I don't sit on my butt and just try to
I just would
read
like to know,
stuff
when
and
has Donald Trump apologized? Did
find out
Donald Trump
negative stuff. I don't
apologize
know.
for putting
I don't
the
know. I can't tell
Obama's
you.
faces on
And,
apes?
you know another thing?
Did he? No, no,
Whatever
no, no, no,
Trump
no, no.
do,
You don't. No, no, no.
Trump got to bring that
Don't
up to
try
the
to
man up
pivot.
top.
Don't try to pivot.
Trump
Did
got to bring
Donald
that to the
Trump
man up top.
apologize?
I don't know whether he apologized or not. You don't know neither, do you?
The answer is no. He hasn't apologized. I do know, and the answer
Oh,
is
so if you don't
no.
apologize, I hate you because you don't apologize for this, son. I hate you
Who said
because of
anything
stuff
about
like that.
hating him?
No, I'm just saying.
Is that you
You
projecting
said
again?
you asking people why do they support Donald Trump? That question should not be like that. I mean, I support if the Democrat had a better candidate, I would vote for him. If they had a good candidate running up, I would vote.
Okay, then. Without mentioning
I'm not with neither
anything, because
party.
you
I'm just
talk a
trying to
lot.
tell you, I'm not here to argue and fuss.
Without
I just
mentioning
went with whoever I
anything
thought
that
was the
I've
best
already said
candidate
to
this time to
you,
run the country.
name one policy of Kamala Harris.
I ain't got nothing to do with hair. I don't follow this stuff. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not involved in this
Exactly.
stuff,
So that means
I'm just
that
having a good
no,
talk
no, no,
with you. I'm
no.
not involved
You
in
just said
politics.
out of your mouth, you're a walking contradiction. I want you to know that. You just said out of your mouth is, I don't follow politics. You said that I don't follow politics, but if
But I don't follow
the
politics.
Democrats presented a better candidate, I'd vote for the Democrat. That's why I asked you to please name a policy that Kamala Harris ran on. And you can't do it because you just said, I don't follow politics. You're not listening to yourself.
No. I am listening to myself.
No, you're
I'm
not,
just trying
because
to
you
say
don't know
what
anything.
I'm
You
trying to,
simply didn't
no.
vote for her. You didn't vote for her, most likely because she's a
Maybe I should have went ahead
woman.
and say everything I needed to say before I jumped tracks on that, and I didn't do it. I didn't finish it, so I just jumped and went to another subject. Maybe I should have finished that first, then you'd
You
comprehend
ain't
it better.
finished the
I didn't
line
do
of
that.
thought yet since you've been up here. You ain't
I was a
finished the
drill
whole line of
instructor, my
thought
man.
since
What the
you've been
fuck
up
was you? I'm tired of you getting on the phone talking noise. You know what the heck you talking
here. I don't
about?
care nothing about
My
you been
voice
up
like this
here.
because I train Marines. What have you done in the Army? Supply?
Yeah, bro.
Your water
I'm a
boy?
veteran
This is
too.
weird.
You're
I don't know why
so
you getting so in your
supply
feels.
clerk? I ain't know I go with y'all. Anyway, y'all have a good one, man. God bless y'all. Nice talking to y'all. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy
And
the
by
rest
the
of your
way,
day and the weekend.
Bible is a book. Yeah, Bible is
Be
a book
quiet,
too,
man.
by
The sorry ass Army.
Oh, not as good, Addo. That was strange. That was really strange. He was he didn't like you, Itchy. He didn't like you. He crashed the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just simply asked him a simple question.
That's
And
all you
then,
did.
he pushed it to the limit.
It wasn't
Push it
even
to the
hard.
limit.
That was funny as hell. I'm sorry, that was funny. Hey, y'all, let's keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live. Let's keep doing all of the good things. Looks like we have 22, if I'm doing my math right. Yeah, 22 of the donuts left. All right, so let's knock those out. Also, guys, keep sharing, reposting, and doing all of the good things. Caller, are you a Trump supporter?
I'm leaning more towards Trump than Kamala.
Sir, the election was over a year ago.
Okay, so yeah,
Hold
I'm
on
a
one
Trump
moment,
supporter.
please. The hell am I supposed to do with that?
Call from.
Josh.
Didn't this person call earlier?
Press 1 to send.
Caller, are you a Trump supporter?
No, you did go to Georgia Tech, and you moved to Arizona, didn't you?
I did not go to Georgia Tech. Jesus fucking Christ, you weirdo. Caller, thank you for your patience. It'll be just a moment, okay? Thank you. I've never lived in Georgia. Like, chill out, bro. Stop being weird. Thank you for knocking out the donuts, guys. Keep doing all of the good things, all of the good things. And over on the tube, I want to say thank you to Mr. Melvin for the $5 super chat. Mr. Melvin said, this man's head is on a swivel. You catch him with facts and he spins in another direction. God damn it, Mr. Melvin. That is very, very true, because it really, truly was. That was wicked. Bloodless Leech sent a $5 super chat and said, both Democrats and Republicans screw up. We all want a better place. Yeah, a better place to live. We won't get there by arguing, but we will if we come to agreements. Tell that to your president then. Someone take that message and you send that to Donald Trump. All right. And then let's see if he tells you that you're on the radical left. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have, thank you for the super chat, Bloodless Leech. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to say, I don't have to agree with fascism. I don't have to agree with people thinking that others shouldn't exist because of their identity or because of their orientation. I don't have to agree with them. I'm going to put it simply as that. All right. I can disagree with someone on taxes, right? I can disagree on stuff like that. I am not willing to capitulate, compromise on humanity at all. 'Tis it, 'tis all. Don't ask me to, because it's not going to happen. All right. But again, thank you. If you'd like to support me, support the stream, the links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal and Venmo. And I also have a Zelle, everythingwitherica9@gmail.com. And if you're over in the tube, you can send a super chat. Thank you all so very much, because everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted. All right. With that being said, let's keep doing all the good things. Make sure we're taking care of Mr. Itchy while he's here. Like, actually show him some love, because he was exercising this morning. Yes, Mr. Itchy was exercising. Shout out to him. All right. Who you getting fit for?
For the 50.
For the 50? Okay. All right. That's fair. That's December. So that's fair. You can do this. You can do it. You can definitely do it. I believe you. I'm going to drop my backup. All right. I'm bringing up Simhar. Simhar is our friend who is currently in Libya. She's originally from Eritrea, and she's currently there. She's stuck there, and they are going through an active slave trade. And why do these people call when I'm talking? Hi, caller. Hold for one moment. I promise I'll be right with you. Okay. All right. She's originally from Eritrea, and she uses the gifts that we send to her here on TikTok to take care of herself and her daughter. All right. So let's just keep doing all the good things. Show Simhar love, show Itchy love, and I'm going to talk to the YouTube people. I got to put call in progress. For anyone that's new here, whenever you see call in progress, that means that we have a tuber on the line, okay? We have a tuber on the line. All right. Thank you so much for holding. All right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Okay. And for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
26.
All right. And why are you still supporting Trump?
Because I want to learn media literacy.
You want to learn? Wait. You think supporting Trump? You think you'll learn media literacy?
Yes, and magnetic personal brand is what I really want to learn. It's like an unfiltered persona. It's actually geared towards like something that you're doing. That's kind of what I want to do. Like it's all about like, you're not even about the big agenda. You're just about like this, like that's what you went to college for, right? Which is like a digital stuff kind of thing.
Is this the same person?
Who?
The same person.
This is the same person, this weirdo who's trying to figure out where I went to school? Hey, dude, stop being
No,
weird. No, seriously, stop being weird. That
you were
shit's
there.
weird. Like, seriously, stop that.
That is
That's
crazy.
massively uncomfortable.
Yeah, they are so invasive. They are such an invasive species.
Oh my gosh, that is so weird. Like, stop doing that. Ah, yikes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Keyshawn mentioned earlier that the governor of Louisiana spoke out against judges. And I wanted to see about that and see what they're talking about. So I'm going over that and looking for it to see. Oh, okay. So Governor Landry has criticized judges and said it calls them hug a thug because they give lenient sentencing, particularly regarding juveniles. Do you want like kids to stay the rest of their life in prison? Like, is prison supposed to be punitive or rehabilitative? Which one?
Call from.
Here is profitable.
That's true.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Caller, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh no, ma'am. I was just calling to tell you thank you. You're very calm and intelligent. How you going about handling the whole MAGAs and situation that are calling in. So that's all I want to say.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for calling in. You have a great day.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
You are though, Erica. And I just be feeling out of place sometimes because you so calm.
Oh, I think I'd be crashing out. Would I be calm? I didn't know
To
that.
accept, press 1.
Cool as a pickle.
Hey, caller, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
I'm 37.
37? All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
It's no like one particular thing. It's a multitude of reasons, but the way that I look at things, Trump is actually going to save this country by saving the petrodollar. People, immigrants have a reason why they want to come here. They like our lifestyle. They like the wealth. There's a lot of prosperity in America, but no one ever appreciates why or how that came to be. It came to be that way through the U.S. petrodollar. Okay, and what was about to happen is we were about to lose our petrodollar influence. The Saudis were not going to renew our contracts, and
So why not go to war with the Saudis?
Because why would we go to war with people who are friendly towards us? The Saudis are way more friendly.
But they weren't going to renew the contract.
And they were responsible for 9/11.
Everybody has their own interests, even our allies. Okay, so what he's doing now is instead of us going out and protecting the other world and making sure that they have, all the shit they need, we're going to have what we need. Okay, you have to look at it like this. In the 90s, right? America had a lot of money.
Hey, one moment. There's another call coming through, and I'm going to get to you. I promise. We're going to continue this. Give me 1 second.
Call from.
Maya.
Hi, caller. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I was watching you just a minute ago, and I just wanted to correct you on something that you were saying. Well, not correct, but just answer a question that you had. I'm an attorney in Virginia, and I just wanted to say, yes, prison, the purpose of prison is punishment.
It used to be rehabilitative, but it's actually punitive. But when it comes to kids, it's more so rehabilitative. So I was talking about juveniles. But I can't get into it because I do have a Trump supporter on the other line. If you don't mind holding, I'll place you on a hold.
Oh, well, I just wanted to, okay, sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you for holding. Okay, go on. You were speaking about the petrodollar and how this is actually going to, this war that he's waging in Iran is helping us with maintaining that. That's what you were talking about.
Right. Yes. So, what I think viewers have to understand is, in the 90s, the relationship between America and the United States, it was a lot better than what it is now. but the Chinese didn't have nearly the manufacturing power or the capabilities that they have today. The way they got that was through our trade deals in the 90s. We sent all our manufacturing overseas. Now the thing with the Chinese is their manufacturing has dual use. All their factories are made for commercial and military use. So Americans have to ask themselves a question. When you look at your family, you look at your kids, you got to ask yourself if you like the way things are now, if you think that we can improve, or if you want to speak Mandarin. It's real simple, okay? And what you're willing to do to make sure that your country stays the way that it is. I'm sorry, but the Chinese used to be on top of the world at one point, and they collapsed overnight. They've never forgotten it. And that's what this is.
We're in the stages of end-stage capitalism. Most empires last for about 250 years. So shout out to July 4th, 2026. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, every dog has his day, right?
Well, every dog has his day, but what do you think tomorrow will bring? Because guess what? There used to be other nations in the past.
I mean, I have a question for you.
All right, cool.
So here's my question for you, right? So my question is this. Is like, okay, so China becomes the world power. That's what happens. China becomes the world power. They start selling, oil in the yen. All right. Like not the yen, that's Japanese, in the yuan, right? What's going to happen to the United States of America? Like, what do you think is going to happen to us? Like, I wonder, like, because Germany exists, France exists, Spain exists, the UK exists, Ireland exists. Like, all these countries exist.
Why do they exist?
They exist because they have their own governments, but they're not world dominating powers like the U.S. is, but they still exist.
There were 2 world wars. They exist because of the United States. The reason why they don't have their manufacturing is it was destroyed. Ours was not. And so what we did was we had peace through strength. Okay, when you had powers that were competing, that's when
you just said that these countries exist because of the United States.
Yes, they do. Okay. So who do you think liberated Europe in World War II? Who do you think did it? Who do you think did it? They wouldn't be speaking German.
Europe did it. Yeah, Europe did it with America's assistance.
Hold on. I'm asking her right now.
Yeah, Europe did it with America's assistance. If you're asking her, you're asking me.
For your viewers, I'm gonna let y'all know this is a black man you're speaking to. So yeah, black man.
Yeah, nobody said anything about color. What does that even matter?
I didn't ask you about that.
No, I know you didn't. I know y'all didn't. I said for your viewers, because they seem to think that because I'm black, I should be a Democrat. Hell to the no. Democrats.
Did anyone say that? I don't remember anyone saying that.
I'm just saying it because it's rare. So I'm just putting
projecting.
That out there.
Okay.
I know some of your viewers
projecting
are gonna look just like me, and they'll be able to be like, "Oh, okay, all right, cool. They're not alone."
That was weird.
That's right. No, it wasn't. Don't make it weird. Don't make it
It was weird. I don't know where that came from.
Yo, this is what Democrats do, man. As soon as you bring up facts, they want to use ad hominems, call you names, call you weird, insult you.
Who called it?
I didn't call you weird. I said what you did was weird.
No, it wasn't weird.
It was. No one asked you for your race, bro.
What's weird is that because
Famo, can we get back to the conversation?
Like, what are we doing here?
Like, can we get back to the conversation? This Darvo thing is not working.
So unhinged, man.
I'll speak to him. You want to call shit weird? I'll speak to him. Crazy as hell.
Hey, what?
So what's up? I'll speak to him since you want to call shit weird.
Yeah, what you did was weird.
No,
this magic joint. Bang your phone, son. Like, bang your phone.
I'll move past it. Okay, I'll move past it.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Okay.
Anywho.
Okay. So what's next?
I almost said something. I'm gonna say your mama white, ain't she?
No, she's not. My mother's from Jamaica. Yeah.
That's why I said I did say it.
She's an immigrant. She's an immigrant. Actually.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah. Word.
Anywho.
What do you think about it? Do you care?
Not really.
Do you want our country to become a third world nation overnight?
I don't think that the U.S. will become a third world nation.
What do you think will happen when the U.S. loses its petrodollar? What do you think will happen to your jobs and your standard of living? Do you care? Funny thing about the left, whenever y'all protest, never one.
Wow, that's crazy. He asked a question and kept talking.
Hey,
No,
you
no,
know what?
I'll just let
Can I
it.
speak
I
with
don't
you
even
for a
care.
hot second,
Go
Miss
ahead.
Sarah?
Yeah, go
Because I
ahead.
know that the strait. I know the
Hold
strait was
on one moment,
open.
caller, because you doing too much. Calm down. Take a breath.
Okay, look, yeah.
He's still
The
talking.
strait
Shit,
was
weird.
open. The strait was open in 2024. There wasn't as many countries that had that agreed or aligned themselves with BRICS. Um, we produce more oil than
I'm gonna
any
let him
other
hear this,
country.
Itchy.
Yeah, cool.
Go
We
ahead.
produce more oil. We produce more oil than any other country. The strait was open. Um, we wasn't at war. We had 4 years where we lost 4 service members, minus the 13 that we lost in the pullout of Afghanistan. All the things that he's complaining about right now is literally being done because of Donald Trump. There wasn't as many countries that were agreed with BRICS. If you didn't hear that part, I
Mm-hmm.
think since 2025, we've had 13 countries not only show interest in BRICS, but move along and align themselves with BRICS. Canada, Mexico making deals with China that they never made before Donald Trump. What is he even talking about? I don't know how Donald Trump's
Oh,
administration is fixing it.
oh, what
I
am I
just want to
talking
finish,
about?
bro, and
Okay,
then I'll land my
I'm talking
plane and
about.
then I'll go back on mute. I'll land my plane, then I'll go back on mute. So again, I don't know how Donald Trump is fixing a problem that he's literally causing. All of the things that I just named are being done now because of this administration.
And he's landed his plane.
Okay. So what you folks have to understand, because China went to Jamaica to be part of the Belt and Road Initiative, and now Jamaica can't do shit. They owe the Chinese too much. They can't do anything. The Chinese have gone around the world doing this. This isn't new information. We know this, right? That the Chinese are very predatory when they lend, okay, because they want to seize resources. Why don't you go to these countries that are part of it? Why don't you speak to somebody who's part of the Belt and Road Initiative and ask them how it's affected them?
I don't have to. I live in America. What are you talking about? This is the tip of the spear of
Bro,
imperialism. Why do I have to
I'm
go
telling
somewhere
you,
else to experience somebody else's
I got
imperialism?
folks, I got folks from these countries, and they tell me the results of what's happened. Are they lying now? They lying that their countries up Schitt's Creek are without a paddle, that they're losing natural resources and ports to the Chinese? Is that a lie?
So you talking about Chinese imperialism?
No, you guys
That's what
brought
you're
up
talking about,
China.
though. You're talking about
Talking
Chinese
about you're talking
imperialism
about
while being okay with American imperialism.
he's talking about the Chinese building shit. That's part of their Belt and Road
Yeah,
Initiative.
it's their trade. We know
Okay,
that.
what is
It's a trade route that they
okay?
use.
Let me
We
show you
get
what
it.
American imperialism looked like. Okay, Venezuela, when we were in their backyard,
Stole
they
a
were the most
president.
prosperous Latin American country. Period. They had the most money. Okay, does that seem like some kind of evil imperialism to you?
What are you talking
Did I
about?
stutter? In
We
the
can look at
90s.
countries, especially in the global
Yo, all
south.
right,
All right, but let's start
why don't
above
we
the
look it
equator
up? No, why
first. All
don't we
right,
look up
look at
Venezuela
Haiti.
right now?
All right,
Yo,
what the United States
listen to me. Look
imperialism
up
did to
Venezuela right
Haiti.
now.
All right, we can also look at Cuba. Take a look at Cuba. All right, Donald Trump just
Look up
recently lifted an embargo off of Cuba. All right, an embargo that prevented them from receiving food aid. All right, people weren't able to keep their medications cold as they should, things like insulin. So we can look at that, but then we can look at countries like Guatemala, all right, to see what we did there in the 50s with taking out Arbonz, I believe was his name, Arbonz, and putting in, and then we took him out and we put in a dictator who waged a 36 years long civil war in Guatemala. All right, we can look at Honduras, we can look at Nicaragua, we can look at Chile. All right, also we can look at Iran. Okay, I mean,
Okay,
come
all
on,
right.
sir.
So now, why don't you name to me one country that didn't do that shit? Name
All right,
to
what
me
are
a
we
country
doing?
that became a country. Hold on, that became a nation without
Oh,
being
now
other.
I'm so sorry. So now we're flipping it. So now what we're
It's
doing
not
is
flipping. It's
that when
not
it was
flipping. If you
Chinese
want to talk about something
imperialism,
that's not
bad.
beneath me,
Now that it's we're
no,
talking about American
I'm not saying
imperialism,
I'm not
then
saying that, right?
okay. So
I'm
no,
not
let's
saying
tell me one country that hasn't done that.
no. You're not even letting me land my plane, lady.
Hey, what are we
I
doing?
get up and you shoot that shit down immediately, Miss. There's no
That means
country
that it
on the
wasn't strong.
planet that became a nation through being nice.
This isn't
There's
about
not
being
one.
nice. I need
Then
you to
what is it
understand
about
that.
then?
This is not about being nice. We're
able to
talking
you're in
about a
America.
policy of
You're
thinking
in
that we
America
can just
speaking
go into
freely, lady.
countries.
Yo, lady, you're in
Hey,
America
you call me,
speaking freely.
okay,
How the
my
hell
name is
you think that
Erica.
happens? Okay, Erica, why do you think you're able to speak freely if it wasn't for people going out and making it so? Why do you think you are able to come online and talk shit and not another guy come over there and whoop your ass for it? So think about it. Now, let's be honest. You have the freedom you have because Americans made it happen. We did that. People's families come here and
He
immigrate
don't
here
know that
because
journalists are
America
getting
did
locked
that.
up. Did he know that? Did he know
He doesn't know that
journalists?
journalists are being locked up.
All I'm saying is this: for all y'all
He
that
doesn't
hate
know that
America,
Did he
protesters are
know
being
yo,
killed.
yo,
that schools?
why don't y'all go travel?
Did he know that
He is
schools
so
are being
angry.
sued by the American government for using? He's angry as hell.
He is
He's
so
angry
angry.
as hell. But did he know that schools are being sued right
I bet
now by
all you
this
guys were silent.
administration?
Hold
He
on a second,
doesn't.
yo. Let me land this and I'm gonna get off. Let me land this and I'm gonna get off.
I think that's
For
crazy. He
using
thought
the
he was going to
word
be able to
black.
land something and just get
Using
off.
the word black.
Sir, be serious. Be so fucking for real. He better bang that
That's
phone is
crazy.
what he
That's
better do.
ridiculous. How you say it is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Like, what are we even doing here? Just like these people think that this is some fucking place where they can just come and stand on a soapbox and just yap. Like, please be so serious. Like, what are we doing? They don't know how to engage in conversation. All they want to do is, let me just get this off. No, the fuck? Do you know what equitable dialogue is? Like, do you know how to engage in productive conversation? No, you don't just get something off. Like, sir, bye. I almost said girl, bye. Because that's what they act like. God damn. They're so emotional. I swear, I'm going to be honest with you all. Women have better emotional regulation. Right? And I don't care if it's anecdotal, but I see it every single day on and off this app. Women have better emotional regulation. We just do. We do. Man. And I think it's because women, we're always told that we're so emotional that we actually learn something that men don't learn. We learn emotional, like we basically learn how to handle our emotions, how to be aware of them, and how to process them. So feel it, process it, release it. That's what you're supposed to do with your emotions. That's called emotional regulation. So we are aware of our emotions, which leads to emotional intelligence. Now I'm yapping. I don't want to talk to this guy. He's annoying. Are you finished? You finished? Is you finished or is you done? All right. Do you actually want to engage in a conversation here, or did you just want to get your point off so you can leave?
No, I definitely want to engage, but what you have to understand is I'm talking to both of you at the same time, it seems like. Okay,
I was mostly talking about you because you just kept talking.
That's not true. Okay. I might interject, but I'm not having no conversation with you, bro.
How about this?
It's not even true.
Can I speak to him without your ad hominem?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You don't know me very well, do you?
He don't. He don't know you very well. He don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Repeat that, sir.
I really wanted to speak to him without the ad hominems coming to you.
Okay. You saw me on TikTok, right? Not TikTok, but on YouTube?
Yeah, I found you on YouTube.
Okay. So when you go look, all right, in YouTube, right? When you go look, what does it say at the top of your screen? Whose picture is it? Whose name is it?
Okay, miss. I get your point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
I get your point. Hey, listen, you can run your thing however you want, but that's your prerogative. You're absolutely right. But that doesn't mean I can't ask you the question. I can ask. You can say no, and that's fine.
I think you might want to try that again. I don't know how you thought that was going to go.
Oh, try what again?
You can try it again. So I'm going to ask you the question again. All right. Do you want to engage in actual equitable dialogue, or do you just want to get your point off and leave?
I'm still here.
That's not answering the question, though.
I'm not going to capitulate to you. You do whatever the hell you want. I'm not capitulating. I'm here. You can tell by my actions. I said I want to engage in dialogue. So it's like, if you want some kind of capitulation, I'm not doing it.
Now I want you to answer the question. If you think answering the question is capitulation, then I think that's something that you got to figure out, buddy.
I'm here, lady. I'm here.
No, that's
I'm
still
here,
not answering
ready
my
to have a
question.
conversation. Ready to have a conversation with you.
Oh,
Ready to have
okay.
a
So you are
conversation.
ready to have a conversation. Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. All right.
All
You're ready?
right. There we go. Okay.
Are
So
you ready?
with that being said, all right, you have been contradictory in your statements here because
No, I
again,
haven't.
no, excuse me, one moment. I was speaking. Thank you. So, as I was saying, is that you have been contradictory in your statements because what you're saying is that American imperialism is okay, but Chinese imperialism is not okay because you pivoted to what country has gotten anywhere by being nice. I think that's an odd qualifier to put on it because our adjectives actually, because this is not about being nice. It is about the actions that a government takes, all right, and the impact in which it has on its citizens and those around the world.
Right.
So, what Donald Trump has done thus far by this war of choice in Iran, he's not saving anything because the strait that was once open to everyone went from being open to everyone to being closed to the United States, its allies, and Israel, right? Then it went to being closed to everyone. This is disrupting the global oil market, all right? We see that diesel is about $2 more than it was today than it was on February 28th. It's not helping anybody. And we're not winning this. He's not saving anything, especially with Iran allowing ships to come through prior to the full closure by paying in the Chinese yuan. That's not helpful to us at all. And you know it.
Which ships went through?
It would be ships, I believe a ship from India paid, and it was a few other ships that paid in yuan. Hey, Gucci.
Oh, so all you know is one ship. That's all you have. You're just gonna say a few other ships.
Yeah, and I can look up because I know that the
so why
first
don't
one
you
that
look
did
that
it was
up?
a ship that was from India. And there also was a ship, I believe, from Pakistan.
Wasn't India's ship also attacked by Iran?
I'm sorry, say that again. I couldn't hear you.
I said, wasn't India's ship also attacked by the Iranians?
Just yesterday?
No, not just
that
yesterday.
same ship was attacked by them?
Listen to me. Within the past few days, Iran attacked India, one of their ships. Did you know that?
Nope, didn't know that.
If you didn't, it's fine because things are changing every day. If you didn't, it's fine. I'm not getting at you for it. Okay, but they did that. Okay, to their homies, right? They attacked their fucking ship.
AG, I'm going to ask you to close your ears in just a moment.
Okay. Are you looking it up or?
No, I'm not looking it up.
Oh, so you're not going to look up the other ships that you claim made it through?
No, I could look it up, but I'm not going to look it up. What's your point? You said that they attacked India. What would be your point?
My point is, how do you handle, right? Let me ask you something. How do you handle a country that is pledging themselves to destroy you? What do? Do you just leave them alone until they can touch you and reach you at home?
They've been saying it for 47 years. Okay. When has Iran struck on United States soil?
So is that acceptable to you?
I just asked you a question.
I'll say it again. I didn't hear it.
Okay. I said they've been saying it for 47 years.
Right.
When has Iran struck on U.S. soil? When have they hit the mainland?
Okay. Iran has been saying that they can't hit anything outside of the Middle East, but they've tried to hit Diego Garcia, right? What does that mean? That means that they lied, and that means that they can hit London, right?
They tried to hit who? You said Diego Garcia?
Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. It is 4,000 kilometers away. That puts the UK within striking range of it. But they said for years that they don't have the ability to hit anything out of the Middle East. Okay.
You just mentioned hitting London, though. The United States. What the hell are you talking about?
Miss. All right, let me explain it to you.
Like, just speak in full sentences, bro.
Let me explain it to you why I brought up London, okay? And the reason I brought this up is because for years and through multiple presidencies, they declared Iran to be a threat. And there's always been a worry about Iranian missiles. This is why we had Patriot missile batteries set across Eastern Europe. Okay? And that's the same reason why Putin was complaining about us putting them there. Okay? So the Iranians have said for years that they can't even hit anything that far away. And then a month ago, they fucking tried to hit Diego Garcia, and they almost did. So what does that mean? They lied.
You're trying to say that they tried to hit a military base in the near the Strait of Hormuz?
Diego Garcia. No, in the Indian Ocean, miss. You don't even know geography.
Wait.
You're talking, you don't even know
I'm so sorry. It's near. I said it's near the Strait of Hormuz. Is it near it? Because the Indian Ocean is near it, right? So it's a military base.
Miss, 4,000 kilometers is not next to you.
Let me see here.
Can I correct something too?
I didn't say
Can I
next to.
correct
I
some
literally said
misinformation right
fucking
quick,
near. I
Erica?
swear to God, I hate these people. Go ahead,
Miss
Itchy.
Erica.
Go ahead, Itchy.
Yeah. So to get the information correct, since the Iranian people shut it down, February 28th to April the 12th, over 280 ships passed through the strait.
Yeah,
America only shut it down on April the 14th, and since April the 14th, at least 20 commercial ships have passed through. Let me see how many were turned back.
But do you see?
I hate this. One moment, Itchy. Mr. Itchy. I'm sorry. One moment.
Yo, Itchy, just look at where the other ones are going. Where the hundreds of other.
Fuck all of that. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice. You're talking. Shut the fuck up. Hey yo, shut the fuck up. You are a fucking simpleton. You're a fucking idiot. You're talking about a strike that happened in March of this year. That's why you're fucking stupid, because you're talking about a strike that happened in March of this year. When the fuck did the United States of America attack Iran? The fuck are you talking about? It would be different if this was some shit that happened in, let's say, January. All right, but no, stupid ass. All right, we attacked Iran and they retaliated. You're fucking stupid. You're stupid. You think that someone responding to an act, all right, is wrong. You cannot keep fucking with people and expect them not to do anything. You fucking idiot. Boy, go fuck your mom and get the fuck off my phone. Fuck is wrong with these people, yo? I'm sick and tired of them. Stop expecting people to not respond to your violence, all right? If you are a man and you keep over talking a fucking woman, all right? Stop expecting her to fucking be quiet. She's going to fucking yell at you, okay? Stop doing that. Stop it. If you keep fucking poking the bear at some point is gonna fucking claw your face off. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with y'all? Stop getting upset with Iran for responding to acts of aggression. Stop getting upset with them for us killing their people. Stop doing that. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It just simply doesn't. Diego Garcia. Like when they tried to attack. You know what? When he said they tried to attack them last month, I was like, okay, so you mean as part of the war? Like that part? Like that's what it is, as part of the war? Because that's what's happening. I mean, what are we even doing? That's exactly what's happening. If it was a part of the war, then okay. The fuck? Hey, bro, these people are dumb as fuck.
Call from.
Willie.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Willie, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, come closer to your phone, okay?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. For TikTok purposes, how old are you?
I am 18.
Oh, okay. Hold one moment, please. Thank you. Anywho. Okay. So, chat, let's do all the good things. All the good things.
Agape Transportation.
To accept, press 1.
Caller, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
I am 55.
Okay, all right. It'll be just a brief hold, and I'll be right with you. Thank you. All right, let me get to our commercial break. All right, guys, we have over 1,000 people here on the TikTok, so let's make sure we're doing all of the good things, guys. And shout out to the Joey Ray from earlier. I saw you, Joe Rizzo gang. Hope you guys are still here. Let's make sure we're doing all of the good things. All right, let's go ahead and knock out the donuts. We have 55 of those to go. Also, let's take care of Simhar. Let's get Simhar up to 5,000 coins, guys. All right, also take care of Mr. Itchy while he's here, and continue to share and repost the live. All right, let's make sure we are doing all of the good things. All right, I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything over on the tube. It looks like I did. Thank you to Too Strong for Life, Skip's daughter, and also, I cannot see to save my life today, to Chad and Brandon, and there's one more that I saw, and Tone. I'm going to call you Jones. I'm going to call you Jones. Thank you all so very much for the gifts over on the tube. All right. What's that, AG?
Ivan sent $1 for MAGA tears, and I know that's some of your people, so they sent the cash out for $1 to so I can get some MAGA tears.
All right, awesome. Shout out to them. All right. And also shout out to over on the Venmo. Thank you to Johnson Tittles for the $5 Venmo. Johnson Tittles said, MAGA doesn't know anything, so they are scared of everything. Immigrants scared them, Black people scared them, educated women scared them, fat scared them, change scares them, the future scares them. Conservatism is a culture of fear. Exactly. That part. They don't like anything that seems different, anything that seems new. That part. Shout out to Johnson Tittles for that one. And thank you, Miss Loretta, for the $5. Hi, love. I hope everything is well. Miss Loretta said, hola, beautiful. Hola, mi amor. Thank you so much. Drop some hearts in the chat for Miss Loretta. Also, Ivan sent 2 and said, for the Tims on dude's throat, I just tied mine to stepmother MAGA's. What? What? Not the Tims. Okay, all right. They heavy too. All right, and also Ivan sent another 2 and said a message for the guest. Cry more white tears. Your MAGA whining nourishes our strength. Guess what? Oh, thank you, Bear, for the bear. I appreciate you. Guess what? He said he was Black. No one asked him. He just told us for some reason. So there's that part. Not sure what that was about, but yeah, but thank you all so very much. Let's keep doing all the good things. Show my co-host Itchy some love, and also show Simhar all of the love. We want to get her up to 5,000 coins. Remember, Simhar is our friend who is currently in Libya, where they're experiencing an active slave trade, and she's originally from Eritrea, and she uses the gifts here to take care of herself and her daughter. So thank you all so very much, and please do note that everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted, guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the YouTube call. All right. Thank you so much for holding, sir. All right. Let's see. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, it's kind of complicated, me being a Black man. And I was a Democrat for many years. But I'm not going to try to escape away from the question that you asked. But Trump is, he's trying to hold a system together that was created, by the Bretton Woods system, the monetary system that allows America to be the leader of the world. And I'm kind of I don't like the system, but the American way of life that has been produced out of that system, if that system crashes here in America, it's going to be terrible not only for white people but for Black people as well. Because see, when white people have a cold, Black people are going to have pneumonia. So in this system that we live in, we're going to always have it worse than them. And we don't want this system to collapse, because it's going to be terrible here in America. And it's a global one world system, one world currency. And America is that hegemon system that controls the world, use their money to overthrow other countries and do evil all around the world. And so these other nations, they are trying to shake away from that old system. You had Gaddafi. He tried to shake away from it, and they killed him. And you had a buddy from Saddam Hussein. He tried to get away from the currency, and they killed him.
Yep.
And so it's an evil system that we live in. And I mean, we're a part of the system. And so, but if you have some better ideas, I would be. I would like to listen to what you have to say.
But
That's why
you
I'm still a supporter.
but you voted for the guy
Yes, I
that
did.
was going to do more
Yeah, I did.
harm. Because you're right. When, when white people sneeze, black folks catch the flu.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right. You're
And
right.
so,
We did kill off
and I
Gaddafi, and we
voted.
did kill off Saddam Hussein. But like what you did was, all right, is that you voted for the person that's causing, again, the most harm by way of doing so because he doesn't think things through. So what you're saying basically is that you're okay with some struggle, with some harm being done, as long as it achieves your end goal.
In a way I do, in a way I don't. I wish it would be a fair system across the board with all nations, but we know that America is built after conquest. They won't. They are the me first, the lion's share of the resources, and everybody else have to fight or beg for what's left. And we know that we're in this system, but I think that we as black people in America, we need to start creating our own systems within their systems to try to break away from this American system ourselves. Like we as black people, we could go to Africa and start setting up gold mines and diamond mines in other countries. We as black people here in America, we could do those things. We got the manpower. We know the people. And
I
so,
really want you. I need you to think.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to think about quite a few things,
What?
because no, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to argue with you, but I need you to think, because we've seen historically what it is that happens when when we create our own. We've seen that historically.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
That's correct.
All right. And you mentioned setting up gold mines, so you're still talking about capitalism. All right. What is the main component of capitalism?
The main component of capitalism, I
To
would
keep
say,
it functioning.
Oh, war.
No, not war. Exploitation, sir. Exploitation.
Okay, yeah. War would say, I say the M16. That's the main thing. But no. You're right. Exploitation, but what bags it up is the M16 war.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
I'm in agreement with you.
With capital, because basically what it is, you say that we as Black Americans should go to Africa and we can do the gold mines. I remember you said gold. We could do the gold mines. So you basically are like saying that we should go to Africa and we should exploit our own people? Because I'm not with that.
No. I didn't say that. See, you're putting words in my mouth.
But we would. Who's going to be exploited then?
No. What did I say? I say we have the manpower to go there and create something. See, when we create, we as people who are people of conscience, people of God, and so when we go to do something, it's going to be equitable with our own people. We're not going there to exploit like the white man did. We're going to be fair across the board, so it elevates all of humanity out of the mud. We want to do something different than what they're doing around the world. And so what it does, it inspires hope, it inspires ingenuity.
What currency are we going to be using?
Well, whatever currency is, this is the thing. Whatever currency is there to be used, that's the key. But it could be up under this. But see, this is the thing. American currency is not going to always be there. See, we need to be at a position where we are flexible enough.
You just mentioned it, though. But you just mentioned Libya. You just mentioned Gaddafi, and Gaddafi wanted to use different currency. Was it the euro that he wanted to use?
No, he wanted to use the gold.
He wanted to use gold. Okay, that's right, because Gaddafi wanted to go back to a gold standard.
Right, and then hold on, and then unite all of Africa up under that.
It was Saddam who wanted to use euros. Okay.
But America went in and killed them, and Obama was right behind that.
Yeah, we know. I don't think this is a party thing, sir. I know that it's the American government. But if you...
a system. It's a system thing,
Yeah,
and both parties
I just said that. Hmm.
are in the system,
I know.
both Democrat and Republican.
I'm
And so
aware.
I'm gonna tell you what really made me vote for Trump. You really want to know? I was a staunch Democrat for many years. I gave Obama campaign twice. And you know what he did when he got in there when the economy had collapsed? What he did, he bailed out Wall Street. He bailed out General Motors. He said they was too big to fail. But every time something black came up across his desk, he argued with the black caucus. He argued with black people, told us to put on our marching shoes and march and quit complaining. But he never put no money out there for the Black Wall Street. He didn't do. See, I come from a time where if you don't have no love for the hood, nigga, I ain't got no love for you. So when he made that move like that, and he always pushed the gay agenda, but he never pushed the black people agenda.
Are
He
black
pushed
people
everybody
gay?
else's agenda.
Are there gay
No,
black people?
yeah, they are, but
Okay, just
that's not
making
our
sure.
culture. That's not our nature.
Can
It's
I
just
ask you?
something
Can
that
I ask you a question? Can I
that's
ask you a
something that's been
question, sir?
learned by the that's something that's been
Sir,
learned.
can
But you want me to
sir,
tell you
can
where
I
it
ask
came
a
from?
question? I don't want to
It
talk.
came from
See, I don't want to talk about people's sexuality. I don't. I really don't. We grown
but
ass
that's
men.
not what I'm
I
talking.
don't care what
That's not.
somebody else do.
But see,
So
this is the thing.
can I
I'm
ask
not a
you a question,
homophobe.
bro? Can you
Okay, go ahead.
calm down? Thank you. Now, would you say that predatory lending was something that was ravaging us in the early 2000s? Like predator,
Yeah,
do you remember all of those do you remember
listen, I can
all
agree with you.
Yeah,
Jeez,
payday
let me
loans.
explain to you what I'm saying. Payday loans, all of those check cashing places, payday loan, title loan places that were popping up all through our communities. You remember that?
I remember.
You remember all of those pay for play colleges that were popping up in our communities, DeVry's, and all of those that we would take loans out to go to school for, go to school for a year and a half, 2 years, get out and then the degree don't mean nothing. You remember all of those?
Yes, sir. I remember.
If somehow that they mysteriously disappeared, uh, don't you think that would help our community specifically?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Yeah,
It will help out.
that's exactly what happened. We woke up one morning and all of those check cashing places, all of those title loan places, all of those pay for play colleges, all of them were just gone. And when they left,
Okay.
they took the debt that we owed those places that preyed on our communities, took it with them. It disappeared.
Okay.
People woke up with better credit scores. People woke up with better opportunities. People woke up with money that they could keep in their pocket because they didn't have to no longer pay these predatory lending places. That was something that Barack Obama did for all of America, because he couldn't say, hey, black people, this specifically for you, because they were already trying to crucify him because he brought a black woman in the house with a black mama and had the audacity to wear a tan suit. So one day, black men just woke up, black people just woke up, and your credit score was just better. I think that he should have bragged about it myself. You know what I'm saying? But if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And anything that he do good, I'm for that. But some of the bad things that he do, I'm gonna bring it out just like Trump. Any good thing that he do, I'm gonna applaud it. But any bad thing that he does, I'm gonna call it out. Cause see me, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm more of I'm a theocrat. I'm an ordained minister, and I'm for God first down the middle. If you do good, we're gonna applaud it. If not, we're gonna
And
bring it
you
out to the
voted for
open, bring it to the
Donald
front of the
Trump?
church.
Hold on. You say you're a God fearing man. You move off of judgment, and you're condemned by your savior, and you voted for Donald Trump.
No, I didn't. Why you keep putting words in my? I didn't say I'm condemned by myself.
No,
No,
I'm
I said
asking
when
you.
you do.
That was a
No,
question.
I'm not. That's not who I am. I say if you do good, we're gonna applaud it. But if you do bad,
Hey,
as a
Rev,
leader,
I'm not. I'm
we're
not
gonna
in your
no,
congregation right now. I
no,
asked you a specific question.
I think we're gonna call it out. Now you asking me how I
Hey,
think,
Rev,
so I'm
I
telling you.
asked you a
Yes, sir.
specific question, Rev. Don't preach to me.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
asked you, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
But
Yes, I did. I voted for him because this
what
is this
fruits
is
of the
why.
spirit does Donald Trump display?
Wow.
I
He
didn't.
voted
But
for a
see,
man
this
that
is the thing.
breaks all 10 commandments
Yeah.
daily.
Well, right, and then you got. But hold on now. But you got a black guy on the flip side. He want transgender to teach children in school. But then you got another guy
Sir,
who's
he was
white who
married.
want to kick. Well,
He
hold
was
on.
a married man
But see, but hold on,
who
hold
you
on, hold on,
can't put a
stop. But
blemish on him.
don't. I know this is your show, but when you try to cut me off midstream, I don't like that. I don't cut you off, sir. So, but you got the
Yeah,
white guy
nigga, that's all
who's
you've
trying
been
to
doing
push.
since you've been up here, Rev.
Well, the thing is, Rev, you have to excuse me, sir. The host is talking. All right. The thing is that you have to shorten your responses because what happens is like when you answering, you go on for like 2 to 3 minutes and you don't have to. So like, be more concise.
I apologize. But then you got the white guy who's trying to push that agenda out of our school system and bring prayer back in school. So when you have a guy that's trying to do that and one that's trying to do the other thing, like I say, I'm going to call it out good, I'm going to call out bad. And I call out a lot of bad things that Trump do that I don't like. And that's any leader. Even I might make decisions that I look back 5 years from now, I say, man, that was dumb what I did.
Doesn't your Bible tell you to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's? So why would you want to bring your religion into your politics? Why? Your Jesus didn't. Your Jesus was very, very, very. He was very forceful by telling you, render unto Caesar's what's Caesar's, and give unto me what's mine, and that has nothing to do with politics.
Well, let me explain it because you coming in error right there, sir. Because when God gave us commandments that come from heaven, they are called from the Constitution and inalienable rights. There are laws on the books that
Yeah, we spent 400
Creator
years
gave us.
without those inalienable rights, and your God didn't do a
But
damn thing about it.
that's
So I don't care about your sky
because
daddy. I don't.
but that's not the point. The point is they are flawed human beings that run the system. That's why I said
So
I go
again, you chose to take your holier than thou ass down there to vote for a man that
Now,
couldn't be
why
faithful to
you're cussing
anything.
at me, sir?
To
You say you're a
anything.
host of
Sir,
a
because
show.
I'm a
Now
grown
you're
man and I don't care
hold
about your
on, hold
cloth. I
on.
don't.
Now you're trying to
I don't care
now you're
about
trying
your
to impute
cloth.
my point. Okay, but that's not the point. That's not the point, sir. It's all about mutual respect. The lady asked me to keep it short, I promise, and then you want to turn around and cuss me out on national TV.
Sir, I didn't
That's not
cuss
right.
you out because I used a 3-letter word. I didn't even use a bad word.
You called me your holy and thou ass. You just said that, man.
Sir, I
Now
used a
you're lying.
3-letter word. Now hold on. First and foremost, you're a grown man. You got nuts.
No,
I
I
don't care
but
nothing
still,
about how righteous
but
you are. You got nuts. You're a
let's
grown
keep it
man. I didn't disrespect you. I used a 3-letter word. And if that hurt your feelings, sir, you might want to get off these apps. Because people say a lot worse than ass.
But I don't care. That ain't how I come to you. I come to you with respect. Respect me the
Sir,
way I
I
respect
haven't
you,
been
man.
disrespectful. As a matter of fact, I think I've been real respectful because even now I'm holding my tongue, I'm biting my tongue, and I'm not actually saying what I want to say out of the respect for your cloth. But you're getting to the point where I'm not going to give a fuck, sir.
There you go. Now that's the natural, that's the real you right there.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
and you're pushing that. Yeah, you're
That's the
pushing that.
real you right there.
Can we
And
get
I'm
back to
staying
the
in my lane.
conversation?
I'm staying in my
You
lane right
voted
there.
for a man who hasn't been
That's right. I
faithful
voted
to
for
anybody,
and
who
just
hasn't
like I
kept
voted for
a
a man
commandment.
who pushed the homosexual agenda on black
But
people.
here's the thing about it, though. Here's the thing about it, all right, is that your Bible, because you say you're a man of the cloth, your Bible actually doesn't even say anything about homosexuality, all right? That wasn't added until 1948. The word homosexual wasn't added until 1948.
It It's all whoremongers. That you could be a masturbator, a fornicator, an adulterer, a bestiality,
Hey,
That has
pedophilia, or
nothing to
whatever.
do with
Just like
homosexuality, sir. And
yes,
I
it
think
does.
that is I
It's
think that
called
is
lust. It's called
odd
lust. It's
that
called lustful desire.
you would
It's all type of
condemn these
lust.
people. You would
I'm
condemn
not
these
condemning
people
them.
for
I'm
something
talking
that, well,
about a
actually,
leader.
you are. I know you might not call it condemnation, sir, but you are. All right,
But I'm talking
you're
about
just
a
calling it by a
leader
different
of a
word.
nation. We're
You're
talking
just
about
calling it by
leaders.
a different word.
But we're talking about leaders. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
but you are
And we're talking
condoning
about leaders.
adultery, sir. You're condoning
No, I'm not.
haughtiness.
I'm not condoning
Yeah, you
adultery.
are.
I never said that.
Yeah, you are.
I never
No,
said. I
no,
said
but
no. I
it's
didn't.
your support. I need y'all to understand something. I really do. I don't
But
think
this
that
is the
y'all
thing.
understand a lot
Just
of these
like,
things.
but see, no. You need to. Just like I voted for Obama, I voted for this bum that's in the White House right now. I voted for both of them.
Yeah,
I
and the only thing
supported
that you
Obama
looked at
more
when you
than I
voted for
supported.
him, only thing that you looked at
No,
when you
no,
voted for
and I
him, I have
supported,
no idea
and
what
I
you looked at when
supported
you voted for
Obama.
him,
You know
actually,
what?
because all you
And I
talked about is
gave to
foreign
Obama,
stuff, but no
and I
one
gave
cares
the
about what's
Obama
going on
campaign,
domestically.
and I gave the Obama campaign. I wrote letters to Obama. My aunt, she knows him. She talked to him because I'm originally from Flint, Michigan. So trust me,
I would
I'm
just
not that
like,
ordinary
excuse me, sir, one moment,
average.
please. One moment. Hey,
Okay.
chat. Because, oh my God, guys, we got like 2,000 people almost because we got 1.1 over here and we got 866 over on the tube. Hey, shout out to us. We're doing awesomely. Guys, keep doing all the good things. I just would like to have a conversation today where the man does not crash out. That's it. I like, don't crash out. Just be able to have the conversation. Stop being in your feelings. Stop crashing out. That's it. I can't do it. I can't seem to manage it, guys. I'm just gonna read these thank yous. Thank you to Mr. Melvin for the $5. Guests, please note that this likely isn't about you. So Mr. Melvin said, "Fool thought you were soft until you took off the gloves and became a jawbreaker. Some people will take you there, but betcha that he won't do it again." That dude needed help, Mr. Melvin. But thank you. All right, don't let the sweet taste fool you. That's all I got to say about that. Also, shout out to Janelle for the star. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Also, Mr. Melvin, I saw that you just sent another one, but it won't let me scroll up to see it, sir. But thank you, Mr. Melvin, for another $5 super chat. I appreciate you, friend. And Mr. Melvin, I'm going to pay attention to the chat. If you just put what it is that you said in all caps, I'll go ahead and read it for you. But thank you. Let's keep doing all of the good things, guys. All of the good things. And again, if you'd like to support me, support the stream, the links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle, everything with Erica9@gmail.com. And if you're over on the tube, you can send a super chat. I want to thank you all so very much because everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted. All right. And let's just keep doing all of the good things. Take care of Simhart while she's here. She is our friend that's originally from Eritrea, but she is currently stuck in Libya. And the gifts that we give to her, she uses that to take care of herself and her daughter. So again, thank you. And also show love to Mr. Itchy while he's here because he's doing the Lord's work. All right. And the Mighty Pen just sent a $5 super chat and said, God made everything perfect, including people whose lifestyle you don't agree with. That was for you, caller. That was for you. It really was.
Okay.
Because what you be
might
doing
want
is by saying that these
revisit.
people that like being
Well,
gay is
I tell
wrong,
you what, young
right?
lady.
You be
Tell you what, lady.
saying that those people are a mistake and they are not.
I never said that.
No, I said you
And I
would
just,
be
I just
saying that.
want to point out.
No, but
I just wanted to
but
point
that's
out
not
that
who
you
I
might want to
am.
revisit
Don't
Jonathan
hold on.
and Davis
Y'all really
relationship
don't
as
know. I
well.
need to send you a
Hey,
video
bro,
of who I really
can
am.
you let
Cause see,
somebody?
I'm out
I
here
know
on the
that she
street.
just did the
I'm
announcement.
a
You know what?
street
I'm gonna just
preacher
chill.
out here giving to the homeless people, trying to build people up in my community. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, right now, and I be building people up in the streets, in the gutters of
Ooh, your joints
our
don't work
nation.
like they
And
used to
I'm trying.
before.
And hold on. And I'm trying to get an
Wait
RV.
till you get a
I'm
little
trying
bit
to get an
older.
RV so I can travel. The nation
You
to
said
each
something
ghetto
about
across
don't let the
America,
sweet
preaching
taste
that
fool you. Is
preaching
that
that
what you
word
said?
that's gonna
Don't let the
bring
sweet
hope
taste fool you.
to our people. I love y'all, but I want to send you something, young lady, if you don't mind. How do I do it?
I ain't even gonna tell you where my mind went to.
Oh, itchy. You can text me though.
How do I send?
Sir,
How do I send you $5? How do I send it?
how do you send me $5? If you make it 500, I'll tell you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I enjoyed y'all. I really did.
And
All right.
bye. Yeah, I'm tired of people being hateful, right? And then they try to hide behind their hate with God. God nor Jesus was hateful at all. They
I
weren't
wanted to
hateful.
talk to him about Jonathan and David, though. That's what I
Oh
really
my
want to
God,
talk to him
you
about.
want him to just like scream in our ears for 10 minutes?
I want, but I did. He might want to go revisit the relationship between. Hey,
Good.
and then he talk about um, things that God dislikes, but God, David
God
was
don't
his
fuck with
favorite,
Trump.
and David was a whole freak.
He was. He was. Other people's wives. Also, his friend, his little friend that he had. So there's that. But let me read this one off
Call
here.
from
Simon.
Hi, Simon. Hold for one moment, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Lil G Thunder. Hey, Lil G Thunder sent a $9.99 super chat and said, "The willful ignorance is so annoying with these people. They always fail to see their own hypocrisy." That is very true. They do. They do. And again, I'm tired of people hiding their hate behind God. That shit is not okay. All right. And also shout out to Farah. Farah, hi. Farah sent a $5 super chat and said, "Black women's labor is not free and ain't." Thank you, Farah. I appreciate you, love. Thank you very, very much. Awesome. Shout out to Farah. Shout out to Lil G Thunder. Hey, Wakandan Sentinel. Hi, friend. Sent a $5 super chat and said, "Be always weary of those who use spirituality as a badge to decorate their ego." Shout out to you because ain't that the truth? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? What are you
I
hiding?
give a shout out to two people,
Oh, by all means.
Loretta and Bill. Thank you. How do you say it? Go ahead and say it for me.
Oh, what? What did I say?
When you tell people thank you for the cash down, the
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, friend. And draw some hearts in the chat. Draw some hearts in the chat for Bill and Miss Loretta. All right. And remember that everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted, guys. Did I get it right? Did I do it right?
Oh, spot on.
Oh, awesome. All right. Let's talk to Simon. See what's going to happen here. All right. Keep doing all the good things, guys. Hi, Simon. Thank you for holding. Are you a Trump supporter?
I'm a libertarian, so that's a little bit tricky for me. Usually I find that when I'm voting, I have two candidates that I don't like. But I will say that in comparison with Kamala, it was a no-brainer. I had to go for Trump on that one. So I suppose you would say that, yes, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. All right. So why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, there's some things that I really don't like about Trump. I mean, like a lot of things, actually. But when you ask me why I support him, in a way that you would say you don't support him, is in this war with Iran. Because I have been around long enough to know that that country has been a problem for our country and the world for a really, really long time. And it seems to me that you don't want to acknowledge that, and that we have
I'm
ignored
almost
this
60.
problem forever. My whole life, it's been ignored, the Ayatollah. And I don't see you saying anything about the oppression that the Ayatollah has put upon its own people, and even just recently, them slaughtering 30,000 of their own people, and then you say it's wrong for us to do something about that, and that
Hey,
we're
y'all, I think it's time for the
imperialistic,
butterfly.
as you say.
Is this
I mean, are you
irony?
kidding me?
The fuck?
Imperialistic? Do you
Is this
realize how
irony?
many superpowers
Is he
there have
serious?
been in the known
He's
history of
serious.
this world? There's been like 5.
Wow.
And there's a vast difference between what you're calling us
Gotta let him get it off,
imperialistic
y'all.
and what is truly imperialistic, which is that you're trying to take over the world. We're not trying to take over the world. We're actually siding with the majority of the Iranian people who have been oppressed, the majority of them being females, by the way. So where's your
They talk too
condemnation of this
much,
evil
yo.
regime
I swear
while
they
you
talk too much.
blast out against evil America, who is not trying to take over the world when we could have easily in World War II?
Okay. All right. So I do think that it's pretty fresh of you to mention oppression in Iran and the 30,000 people being unalive when that number hasn't even been substantiated. I think that's wicked work of you. But additionally, another thing is that let's talk about oppression. The United States of America, especially via its military, is the most terroristic force on this planet. All right. What the United States of America has actually done, especially to those in the global South, all right, will go down in history, all right, as one of the greatest atrocities ever. All right. Like we can go back to the foundation of this country and we can talk about oppression. Even to this day, right now, we still have demographics of people who are being oppressed simply because of their racial phenotype. All right. What they look like. All right. We have a
So you
group of
think that
people
we're
being
oppressing
oppressed.
people?
I'm not finished,
We're
sir. I'm
oppressing
not
people
finished,
in
sir.
our
I'm not
country,
finished,
and
sir. I'm not finished, sir. Because I
okay,
didn't do that to you. So let me finish.
go
Thank you
ahead,
very much. Appreciate you,
please.
Simon. All right. We have a demographic of people who are being oppressed simply because of the way that they identify. So we have that happening here in the United States of America. All right. We have a group of people who are being
Which group?
oppressed simply because of their sexual orientation. We have a whole demographic of people. I'm not finished, sir. You went on. Let me go on. Thank you. I was quiet. Thank you very much. If you feel like you need to talk, press your mute button on your side of the phone and you can talk that way. All right. But my sentences, all right. No, actually, I should say your sentences shouldn't be meeting mine. I'm not finished. I'll let you know when I am. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. With that being said, okay, we have an entire demographic of people in this country who are currently being kidnapped off of streets. We have the federal police, because I know you all love to call ICE the police. So we have ICE going into their homes without a valid warrant and arresting people. That is against the law. We have that happening. They're being sent to detention camps. All right. We can call them concentration camps if y'all like. All right. Being sent to concentration camps where children as young as 1 year old are being subject to keeping the lights on 24/7. 24/7. That is psychological torture where they are being fed food that you wouldn't even feed to your dog. But you are okay with that because that's the American way. You're okay with that because we dropped some bombs on a country where other people were supposedly experiencing oppression. You don't want to talk about the oppression that is happening at home, but you want to put a spotlight on everybody else. I think that that is hypocritical as fuck. All right. And so unless you want to talk about the oppression that is happening in the United States of America, we are not going to talk about the oppression in Iran. But what we can talk about is the validity of this so-called war choice that Donald Trump is waging. It's up to you, Simon. The floor is yours.
Thank you, and I appreciate that you're talking about an epidemic as though that we have a systemic epidemic here in the United States, but you ignore true epidemics that are happening in any country that is ruled by Islam. It's not even close. What you're talking about is a joke. ISIS killed like what, 3 people, and you're comparing that to what you want to say is a false allegation that thousands upon thousands. Maybe the number isn't 30. Maybe it's only 20. Maybe it isn't true that these countries are oppressing women's rights like crazy, and that we haven't lost more military people to that scumbag nation than we have any other nation. We're not trying to take over the world. We could have done that, but didn't, because that's what separates America from every other superpower that has existed. There's a reason why there was the statement with British Empire that there was nowhere that the sun could set, that it wasn't that there wasn't English soil, because they were dominating the world through real wars that to take over land. We're not trying to take over Iran. We're trying to get rid of an evil regime that is oppressing people, really oppressing people, not your phantom oppression, not your phantom oppression of people that have different like sexual orientations are so oppressed
He
here
can
in
hear you,
America,
Itchy.
but you go
Let
over to
him get
Iran
it off because
and they
he lying his
kill
ass
you
off.
for that. See the
Yes,
difference?
American
There's no real
exceptionalism.
oppression in this country. against people that are
He
homosexuals.
mad
There's
now.
just Christians that say, we disagree with being a homosexual. We don't have laws that restrict them in any ways. But in Iran, there's laws against women, and homosexuals are just killed. You don't even get to exist. So it's like your platform and your ideas don't resonate with people that actually understand world politics, because we see the evil that is perpetrated when you allow Islam to flourish. It's terrible, and Iran is at the forefront of that.
You
And
think he got
someone's
that white
finally
stuff
doing
in the
something
corner of
about
his
this.
mouth yet?
Yes, he does. Is
Back
he
to
finished?
you.
Is he finished? Okay. Okay, so there's quite a few things that you did say, and I like to actually address them. So I'm going to do that. All right. So here's the thing. You said 3 people killed by ICE. Sir, the last numbers that I checked, it was 32 people, all right, killed by in ICE detention camps in 2025. All right. That is more, all right, since 2020 in the Trump administration, where 20 people died, and more than in 2004, when I think it was about 32 people actually died during the Bush administration. All right. Donald Trump already in this year has had 16 people. Last I checked, 16 people die in ICE detention. That's not even taken into account Nicole Good. That's not taken into account Keith Porter Jr. That's not taken into account Ray Martinez. That's not taken into account Dr. Cook. And it's not taken into account Alex Preddy, the Americans that have died at the hands of ICE. All right. So I want you to understand that. Okay. So there's that part. So Americans actually are dying at the hands of the federal government. We have that noted. Okay, so let's do that. Additionally, it sounds like you're simply just Islamophobic because you keep bringing up religion. First things first is that this is not about religion. The United States of America is not a Christian nation. I need you to understand that and to accept that. It's simply not. Additionally, you mentioned that this is about regime change. I can understand why you think that it is about regime change, sir. I get it, because that's what your president told you around February 28th, that this was about that. But when he spoke to the nation on April 1st, he said that this was never about regime change. So there's that part, okay? So please, all right, stop believing everything that Donald Trump is telling you. And again, if you want to talk about the oppression in Iran, we're going to talk about the oppression here in the United States of America. All right. People's civil liberties are being stripped away from them. Right. Donald Trump has made it so, all right, that people cannot serve in the military unless they identify as the gender that they were born as. That is not fair. If you want to serve your country, regardless of how you identify, as long as you can do the job, you should be able to serve. Also,
Okay, well,
Donald Trump, I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
I know, but you
also,
like
hold
this.
on
You'll
one
like
moment.
this.
I'm
You'll
sorry.
appreciate this interruption.
Nope. I get to
Well,
respond.
okay,
I get to
you would,
respond.
though. Yeah,
I get to
please.
respond.
No,
You
please.
mentioned
I'm
that
listening.
we
You'd have
don't have
appreciated that,
any
though.
laws in place that actually impact oppression here in the United States of America. That isn't true, sir. That simply isn't true. It's not true. We actually do have laws. You can look at states like Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Indiana, and more to see that women don't even have a right to their own bodily autonomy. We have had women die in hospital parking lots and even in hospital beds because they were not able to get the reproductive care that they needed in order to survive. We have had women, the most glaring case of this is Adriana Smith, be used as incubators. That means that their body, their brain is gone, sir. All right? They're being sustained by machines. Yet their organs are kept functioning for as long as possible so that the fetus that lives within them, all right, can be born, right? can be born. I need y'all to understand that. All right. If the fetus, I just thought about something. This isn't towards you, caller, so you can turn your ears off for a moment. Y'all, I just thought about something, right? If the fetus was not dependent upon the carrier, the mother, right? It wasn't dependent upon the mother, right? The fetus would survive without the mother. That means that if the mother were to die and to stop functioning, then the fetus would continue to live on. However, the mother is the life source to the fetus. Therefore, the mother is the one who gets to make the fucking decision on whether or not they want to carry that to actual term. I need y'all to understand that. Like, think about it that way. Think about it that way. Anywho, caller, you said a whole lot. You did. You said a whole lot. And I really want you to try to stick to one point. All right? Narrow it down for us. What is the main reason as to why you're supporting Donald Trump?
Okay, I did stick to one point. You actually had a shotgun approach, not me. You went all around the
hold the
board
fuck
to
up. One thing I don't like when people do is lie. I did not do a shotgun approach. I literally addressed every single point that you made. So there's that part.
So you just asked me a question. Now you're talking over
I
me.
am talking over you because you told a lie. I did not shotgun anything. You're the one that shotgunned everything, and I'm responding in kind.
No, you're not. You're just
now,
interrupting me
pick one point that you want to stick to, all right, and tell us why it is that you are supporting Donald Trump.
Very specific. I talked about Iran's oppression of their own people and how they slaughtered their own people. I stuck with just Iran. You bounced all around the place to bodily autonomy while ignoring. You never even actually addressed anything that I said.
Actually, I did address what you said.
Has been slaughtering its own people, and it has oppressed women
so
and
has
gays.
the United States.
You're talking about women. You talk about women. They have no rights in Iran. They are simply property.
Yeah, women in the United States don't have a right to their own bodily autonomy.
Because of a free nation like America that allows
America isn't free.
To thrive. We have the biggest thriving population of women
in
the world, and it's not even close.
No,
it's
we
not
don't.
even close. But yet you will not be honest enough to say that Iran is evil. You'll act like we're evil because, now it's 30 people that got killed by ISIS out of over 1 million.
Look, he's still talking. He's still talking. When do you stop? Okay? Are you just going to start repeating yourself again? Are you just going to start repeating yourself? I just want to know. Are you going to be quiet? Are you going to be quiet?
Will you address it?
Are you going to be quiet?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Try it. Try it right now. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. There's something called the Gender Equality Index. All right. Because here's the thing is that you all love to talk about, again, oppression globally, but you never want to talk about oppression here in the United States of America. And I think that is something that we need to explore. I really do. I think that is something, because what we have to ask ourselves then is what you're saying is that this war that Donald Trump is waging is because there are people being oppressed in Iran. Is that the crux of your argument, sir?
No, my crux of my argument is that the examples you're using in our country are isolated things. 30 out of millions deported is isolated, where the oppression of an entire group of people in Iran is not isolated. It's truly epidemic. That's the difference. Epidemic versus isolated. Let's say that you're right about all 30 people that ISIS killed, that they were wrong on all 30 counts. That fails in comparison to a true epidemic. You don't know what an epidemic is. Have you ever been to China like I have? Have you ever been to these countries that are truly oppressive?
Okay. So the structure, the system that the United States operates under, which is white supremacy, is only isolated to the United States of America. So slavery was only isolated to this land, right? Genocide. I'm not fucking finished. I'm not finished. All right. Tuck your dick and shut the fuck up. I'm sick and tired of y'all.
Yep,
I literally said that there's going to be a fucking day where I have a conversation with a man, all right, with an XY, with a penis holder that is not going to crash out. They always crash out. They literally always crash out. Tuck your fucking dick and shut the fuck up. Seriously.
There goes your
emotional. Shut the fucking up. Just shut up. All right, sir, you've been emotional since you called in. Like, please be serious, Simon. You've been emotional since you called in.
Factual.
Like, there you go. You've been yelling this entire time. Like, shut the fuck up. All right?
Right.
Shut up. All right? If you need to go cry, go find a pillow. all right? Or go find your wife. You're not going to cry over here. Thank you. Now, as I was saying, all right, what the United States does, the level of oppression that it actually executes on people is global. It's not isolated here, all right, to our borders. It simply isn't. All right. Again, American imperialism is a form of oppression. Right. So when we go into other countries under the guise of that we're liberating them, so we're going to put in our own puppet government, right? One that, is more Western leaning, that would do things in our best interest. All right. What ends up happening is that those same governments turn against the people. And in turning against the people, they wage war against the people. They kill the people. They torture the people. And all while the United States of America robs those same people of its resources and also its opportunities. I will call that oppression. I will call that harmful. I will call that not an isolated incident when we can point to numerous instances of it happening throughout history. It's currently happening now. All right. Donald Trump thought that this would be Iran, to be specific. He thought that this would be as easy as it was in Venezuela. He's wrong. He wasn't ready for them to fight back. And now here we are. They're even going as far to avoid even speaking to the United States for peace deals.
To some level, I agree with you, actually, as it relates to the difference between Venezuela and Iran. You're absolutely correct on that point. This is not the same kind of war. And I don't actually disagree with you that this war is much different and that maybe
I bet you don't want to talk about that epidemic now, do we?
Between me and you is I believe in the human rights of people around the world, and that we are not imperialistic, because if we were imperialistic, then we would do what every other truly imperialistic superpower did, which was try to take over the world. And we had every ability to do that. And I mentioned this point to you.
Who has tried to take over the world?
Which is that we could have taken over the whole world easily when we dropped those 2 bombs on Hiroshima. The rest of the world fell silent because they knew that we could have taken over the entire world in a snap of a beat of a heart.
Who the fuck is this guy? Dr. Evil?
Not our nature.
Who is this guy?
We might put,
this is Pinky. No, this isn't Pinky. This is Brain.
We put in puppet
Pinky was smarter.
so that it will be easier for
It's
trade
definitely
and
their
everything
nature.
else, and so that the
He
world can
forgets that
actually
they dropped that bomb.
exist
They
better
dropped those
in a
2
lot of
boom
instances.
bombs
That doesn't mean every time we put in a puppet
after the
government
war
is
was
good
over.
either.
It was
You're still
unnecessary.
missing the greater
Not
point,
only that,
which
but
is
then
that
he forgets
we
about
do
the
not
war of
take over the
slugs, the
world when
war
we
of
have the
drugs, the
ability
war
to
of
do so.
education, the
An
war of poverty,
imperialistic nation
all of those
would
things
do
that they've
that.
done to
Why
black
didn't
people
we?
since the 80s.
Yeah.
We've imperialized everything below our southern border.
I'm
We
gonna
continue to
take you off
bomb
mute.
countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we continue to bomb countries in Africa. We try to bend people to our will. We pretty much do run the world. Everything moves off of our petrodollar. And if you don't adhere to our petrodollar, we take your stuff. So, I mean, what is he saying? Does he think he's talking to people who aren't educated on these
Yes, he does.
situations?
Mm-hmm. He does. He really does.
Why didn't we take over the world, though, when we had the opportunity to do so?
What are you? Are you Brain? Are you Brain? Do you ask Pinky every day, what are we going to do tonight, Pinky? Same thing we do every night, Brain. Try to take over the world. Like, is that what you're doing? You keep talking about taking over the world. All right. This isn't like the hundreds or even the early thousands, like before Christ. Like, bro, this is fucking 2026. Okay. We have a completely different dynamic in place. All right. We have allegiances that we actually have in place. I need you to be so serious. All right. The question that you're asking is akin to asking, why hasn't Russia, dropped any nukes? Why hasn't China dropped any nukes? Like that's the type of question that you're asking. Why haven't they tried to take over the world? I really need you to think about that, sir. Think about that. Please think about what it is that you're asking. All right. And then you have to ask yourself, why is it that the United States of America is, in fact, the only country to ever use nuclear warfare? The only country to ever do so.
But Erica, this is the hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that we're not the leaders of the world while jumping up and down excited about being the police of the world.
That part. Oh my
Literally in the
gosh.
same breath. Literally in the same breath.
Like the United States, we're not the good guys. This is the bad place. This is the bad place. I just need you all to know that we're not the good guys. All right. And truly, I like this comment. I really do. I like this comment, and I'm going to read it. All right. This Do It Lady said, this is the problem when you have, I got to read it. When you have patriarchy, nationalism, and ignorance combined. And unfortunately, that is extremely true. And it's a massive problem. And I think those three combined, and you add in some white supremacy there, because they're actually, all of these are actually products of white supremacy. Right? So white supremacy is the problem. You get American exceptionalism. You think for some reason that America is the best, and it's not. It just isn't. This country, what it does to its own people, because y'all keep thinking about foreign stuff, but you don't think about the fact that Donald Trump, all right, failed to extend the ACA subsidies. All right, so there's been millions of people who no longer have insurance. They've had to go get it elsewhere. All right, and the people who still do have insurance are paying double the cost. So you don't care about that. You don't care about the fact that 1.1 million people lost their jobs last year, and the Trump administration only created 185 jobs last year. He said he was bringing manufacturing back to this country, but 90,000 people lost their manufacturing jobs in 2025. Donald Trump said that he was lowering prices via his tariffs, yet we saw prices go up. All right. Specifically at the grocery store, we saw a 3.1% increase in prices year over year. So that's 24 to 25. All right. Like, y'all keep talking about all this stuff. Donald Trump is he has effectively, all right, dismantled the Department of Education, which actually was in place to guarantee equitable education for all students, regardless of race, color, okay, identity, all of that. But Donald Trump got rid of that. All right. And then what else do we have? Oh, Donald Trump has put into place the cuts to funding for different grants that actually help disabled students. What else did the Trump administration do? We've seen him wage lawfare, wasting taxpayers' dollars by using the DOJ as his own personal attorneys. All right. Again, you guys want to keep talking about what is happening geopolitically, but you don't want to talk about what's happening domestically, because talking about what's happening 10,000 miles away for some reason or another makes you feel better. It makes you feel better for some reason. It's like your little way to say, oh, look, they're doing bad over there. So, it's okay that we're booming them. And if anyone disagrees, that means they support it. No, darling. No, I don't support it. I don't support the Ayatollah. I don't support oppression of any kind. So there's that part, just so you can understand, Simon. And you did a really good job of being quiet, by the way. But I think Colby wants to say one more thing to you. You don't have to respond to anything I said. Just listen to her. Go ahead, Colby.
Yes. Hi, Erica.
Hi, friend.
Hi. So, hi, Itchy, by the way. I just came up here and I said, like, since we're talking about liberation of people, I wanted to kind of raise awareness about the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Within the UAE, by the way, not many people know this, about 11.5% of the UAE population are Emiratis. Everyone else, so the 88.5% are foreigners. They live under a system known as the kafala system, which means sponsoring system. About 132,000 people are living in modern day slavery in the UAE. The UAE also actively has been imprisoning anybody who mentions Sudan in the UAE, and also Sudanese people living in the UAE. The UAE itself has a systematic heavy way of how it monitors its own citizens. Emirati authorities monitor and curtail websites, blogs, chat rooms, and social media. They block or they censor content that is critical of the rulers, the government, or any sensitive topics, including any topics on Sudan. When we go to Saudi Arabia, up until like 2017, I think, women could not drive in Saudi Arabia. And also, last year alone, 356 people were executed in Saudi Arabia. And so my question to anybody who supports the liberation, oh, by the way, let's not forget the fact that Saudi Arabia and the UAE had a joint coalition where they G-sided Yemeni people, about, how many was it? Like over 600,000, I think, or 500,000 Yemenis were unalived. And the UAE currently is also participating in the G-side in Sudan, where about at least 60,000 people were unalived in 3 weeks in one single city called El Fasher. So my question is for all the people who really deeply, deeply care about human rights, when are we going to liberate, or when is the US going to liberate Saudi and also Emirati citizens who are actively censored and crushed by their own governments, which are not, by the way, democracies, they're monarchies? And then also, when are we going to liberate the people in Sudan, Congo, and Yemen, who are also actively being harmed by the Saudi and Emirati governments?
Simon, the floor is yours.
Yeah, in fact, I very much agree with what she just said there. In fact, I think that the only time that we do intervene, we have justifications for intervention in places like Iran because of a lot of things that she just mentioned, and we don't do it in other places because there's no financial benefit for it too. So unfortunately, we live in a world where you have to have the two-pronged approach, but I would like to see that happen in those countries, and we do in outside ways put we do put our thumb down on that scale too, but the difference is like it keeps coming back to the fact that we're not imperialistic by nature because we don't take over the world where we can. You talk about dropping nuclear weapons, as you mentioned earlier, that we're the only ones that did it, but when we did it, we had the ability to take over the whole world, and we're the first superpower with that ability that chose not to do it, because that is not in our nature. Even slavery isn't in our nature, as evidenced by the fact that we fought against that and we won. You know, my people are from the North. My people died and fought so that Black people could be recognized as equal people, you know? So that we fought that war, and we were at the forefront of that
Ichi, I want him
war
to stick
to
to
fight
Kobe
against
because,
that in the
bruh,
world, but
we
it's
can
alive and
get to
well
that, but I
in
want to stick
places
to
like
Kobe because
Africa.
this dude's out of
Slavery is
his
alive and
rocker.
well. Slavery is alive and well
I
in
wasn't going to
Iran.
interrupt
So
him.
when we
Let him
go in
just go
there
ahead and do his
and we
thing.
support
I
the
appreciate
people
you.
that are being oppressed in Iran, as long as we're not taking over countries, then I'm going to support that initiative because I support the women that are really being oppressed. When we talk about oppression in this nation, we're saying abortion rights. That's the oppression that women in this country are facing. When women in Iran, they can't not only get an abortion, they can't even walk outside by themselves. They can't drive. They have no rights, and that's over half their population. But we're not saying anything against those regimes. We're saying America's bad to go in there and fix a problem that's been a problem my entire life, which is an evil, evil regime. We do evil things. That doesn't make us an evil regime. We have the ability to take over the world and don't. And by the way, as far as it relates to dropping bombs, I'll pose a question back to the host. Do you know how long it took for us to drop the second bomb? How much time was in between those two bombs? Do you know?
72 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the first one was dropped on
You're
August
close.
6th and then the other one on August 9th. So yeah, 3 days.
Yeah, it was over 2 days that it took for us to drop the second
Why
bomb
do they
because we
think they're
didn't
going to come
want
in here and teach
to
me?
keep
But anyway.
dropping bombs on them. We could have done that.
I hope he
We
doesn't think
wanted
that.
to end the war. And even after the second bomb was dropped, they had 3 decision makers in Japan, and one of them still stood against giving up. That was always the justification for dropping the bombs in the first place, is that if you didn't do it, these people had such low morale that they would sacrifice their own people in
You got
suicide
it, Coffee.
missions in order to kill and to conquer. And all we're trying to do is subdue. And we did that, and then we went in and rebuilt them, and now they're one of the greatest democracies in the entire world because we didn't take them over, we fixed it. And that's what can happen in Iran if only you
Can I
would have
ask
the
you another
backbone to
question?
support it.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah. So yeah. I fully agree with you. I think Iranian people will be free if they're dead, right? So, just like bombing democracy into them, and also bombing that school in Minab was peak feminism. You know, that's why all those 100-something girls who died, they're free now, technically, right? So that's peak feminism. But back to the UAE. Did you know that the UAE is an American ally? So slavery is alive and well in the UAE. I just told you over 132,000 people are living in modern day slavery in the UAE, but it's an American ally. So my question is, if America
So was
actually
Russia in
cares
World War
about
II.
human rights, why does it continue arming the same UAE that has active modern day slavery within its country, that is actively participating in multiple massacres and genocides around the world and also in Africa? And also the 60,000 people that I told you about, by the way, a good democratic humanitarian, sir. Some of those 60,000 people were also unalived using American weapons. So if America is such a humanitarian, a good democratic, pinnacle of civil rights country, why is it continuing to arm the UAE?
Because unfortunately, what you're confusing is that people being allies doesn't mean you agree with everything that they're doing. There's a distinct difference between a country like Iran that wants to annihilate Christians and Jews and a country like ours that commits acts of terrorism. Big difference. We don't annihilate people groups, but Iran's stated goal is to annihilate Christians.
Which people
and
groups
Jews.
has Iran annihilated?
They don't have the power to do so.
No, I'm saying
stated
which groups,
that is their goal,
but which groups, yeah. So if I would tally the number of people Iran has unalived and the number of people that America and its allies have unalived, which entity do you think has unalived more people?
It's not about numbers when it comes to just because.
Oh no, but we're talking about annihilation.
It's about
No, hold on. We're talking about annihilation.
I'm trying to answer your question, but you're interrupting me. There's a big difference between having a stated goal of annihilating a people and the difference in, well, your side killed more people, so therefore it's somehow justified that you have a stated goal as a country to annihilate a people.
Wait, you mean to tell me a goal is worse than actually annihilating people?
Yes, because
you mean to tell me that a person simply saying that they're going to unalive people is worse?
Because if you get hold of the means to do it, you will do it. You stated that.
So has America actually annihilated people, though?
They have not annihilated people groups. No. Really? So
those 60,000, those 60,000 Sudanese people who were exterminated in 3 weeks using also American weapons, which, by the way, the GOP blocked a bill that was supposed to ban arms sales to the UAE after bloodstains were found on satellite imagery in Sudan. So many people were unalived, by the way, that you could see the bloodstains from space. Is that not bad enough for you to say that maybe America shouldn't have armed those groups?
A lot of times when we're arming groups, we're arming one bad guy against another, and you can see that in Ukraine. Because until this war that started with Russia invading Ukraine, Ukraine was universally looked at as being the most corrupt nation and dirtiest nation in the whole world as it relates to corruption. They were only looked at as the beacon of freedom.
You're talking about the Sudanese government.
Took place because we look at Russia as the bigger threat. So a lot of times when we arm one group against another, it's not because we think that group is great. Like when we armed Afghanistan, it doesn't mean that we think Afghanistan was great. It's just that we looked at Russia as
the UAE is effectively invading the Sudanese government on Sudanese soil. You know that, right? On Sudanese, the legally recognized. Calm down.
Being terrorized by Muslims
calm down.
Much more than our country. So
wait, what did you say?
It's being terrorized by Muslims. He's an Islamophobe.
Wait, hold on 1 second. The Sudanese people who are being unalived. 1 second.
Sir, you gotta chill out.
But
calm down.
That. All you'll do is support.
He has to take time out. You have to
How are
stop doing
Sudanese?
that. Hold on one moment, Covey. You got to stop doing that, sir. Thank you. Give me just a moment here. Just one moment, please. You heard silence, but just a moment. Thank you. Hey, chat, we have the goal up. Shout out to Mr. Melvin for sending the first 5. He said, did he just tout ending slavery with a straight face? Seriously? Yes, he did. And we're going to get to that. We are definitely going to get to that if we can. But the goal is up, guys. 95 to go, and also a galaxy for Simhar, 1 for Covey, and also 1 for Itchy. All right, let's do all of the good things, guys. The links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal, and Venmo. And I also have a Zelle, everything with Erica9@gmail.com. All right, show the panel love, please. This dude's crazy. Guy's crazy. Thank you all. Everything's appreciated and most definitely accepted, guys. Go ahead, Covey. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So this guy supports the funding of a T group, which is effectively, as a UAE proxy, invading Sudan and going to war with the internationally legally recognized government of Sudan. But he's talking about being a humanitarian, but then he's actively funding a T group that is also unaliving so many Sudanese people, using American weapons as well, by the way. It's using other weapons, but it's also using American weapons. And that's okay, because when it comes to the allies of America, then human rights just goes out the window. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
It doesn't go out the window at all.
Okay, so
our own country as well as others. The difference between me and you is you will not condemn the atrocities of Iran, where it's not even comparable, the atrocities that they commit compared to the atrocities that we commit.
Which atrocities?
Which atrocities? They're the number one funders of terrorism. Have you just woke up yesterday?
I disagree.
They have been arming. They've been arming the entire Middle East because they have a stated goal: control and conquer.
Self-defense.
Kill Jews, and kill Christians.
Nope.
You don't want to admit that because you want to act like that's not the reality, but it is their stated goal. And when they get a hold of a nuclear weapon, they will detonate it. Unlike us, who will hold on to our nuclear weapons, except for one time in history when we could have taken over the whole world with our nuclear weapons and chose
Erica.
not to.
Yeah.
Who's gonna tell him that Iranian Jewish people exist and Iranian Jewish people still live in Iran? Yeah. So again, can you? Yeah. So what Iran is doing, by the way, with even arming certain groups, it's all in self-defense.
Yep.
Yeah, those groups that you're talking about would not have existed had foreign intervention not existed. One of those groups, for example, is Hizb. Hizb was created when? Do you know when Hizb was created?
Do you know when Muhammad was created?
Okay, so now you're just going back to Islamophobia again.
Oh, no, not Islamophobic.
That's what he does. He's an Islamophobe.
So you're being Islamophobic again.
No.
Yeah. So let's not. Yeah. You mentioned. Yeah. You mentioned the British.
Let's go back to
you mentioned the British Empire. Yeah, let's go into the British Empire. The British Empire, which by the way used Christianity as well as a wing of colonialism, unalived like 100 million Indian people within the span of 40 years under the guise of civilizing them with Christianity. It was also the Portuguese, specifically Henry the Navigator. Yeah, Henry the Navigator, who commissioned Gomez de Zurara to create racial categories so they could justify Christianizing Africans and G-siding them as well. And then they also started the transatlantic slave trade in 1444. It was also the Christian Europeans who went to the Americas and unalived so many indigenous people that it created a little ice age. Over 50 million indigenous people were unalived under the guise of Christianizing them. So when you're talking about one Abrahamic religion being harmful, and I want to talk about the Christo-fascism as well, let's also not talk about Judeo-fascism that has actively G-sided over 600,000 Palestinians and ethnically cleansed 750,000 Palestinians too. So let's. I'm an equal opportunist. Yeah, I'm an equal opportunist because I'm fair. If you're gonna talk about certain Muslim groups that are harmful, I'm gonna sit here and talk about certain Christian groups and Jewish groups that are also harmful, because all Abrahamic religions have caused harm one way or the other. But you are not genuine. You're just Islamophobic. Therefore, you just want to demonize Muslims. By the way,
I'm very genuine,
those
and
Muslims
I'm going
that
to
you're
explain to
talking
you.
about in Sudan, the 60,000 people who were unalive that you could see their blood from space, were Muslims. Okay? They were Muslims who were unalived using American weapons, but you don't care about that because they're just brown, like black
I
Muslims.
very much care. I very much care.
You know you
but
don't
now
care.
that you're, yes, I do. And if you'll be
Mm.
quiet long enough, I'll explain to you the big difference between
The
what you're saying and
audacity.
what I'm saying, and why I go back to founders and not people who follow a religion. That's your fundamental flaw, is that you look at something that people use Christianity in order to kill people. And all I say is when people use Christianity to kill people, then they're not Christians. Because I go back to the founder and I say, did Jesus kill anyone? And he didn't. But when I go back to the foundings of the Arab nations, then it goes back to one man, Muhammad. Did he kill people? Did he slaughter people? Did he rape people? Did he take 9-year-olds to be his wife? So when Arabs do that, then they truly are doing it in the name of their religion, whereas you're just pointing to people who aren't Christians, who claim to be Christians, and use Christianity
First Samuel,
as
if we
a
want to talk about
cross.
religion, let's go to the Old Testament. First Samuel chapter 15.
Judaism.
It's Old Testament. That's also part of the Bible. So let's go to First Samuel chapter 15.
I can't believe you're over talking her. Hey,
You don't have to
you're over
panic.
talking.
Pick up the stone.
You're over talking.
Yeah.
Hey, if you would just be quiet for a moment, she can
And
respond.
talks, and then you tell
Yeah,
me
she
I'm
can
talking
respond.
to her.
She
He
can
talks
respond
and
though.
talks and
Here's the
talks.
thing though. She can respond. Let her
Yeah.
respond.
Please tell me the
Thanks.
difference
Let her
between Jesus
respond.
and Muhammad.
You
Then
got to be
respond.
quiet though. She can't respond if you keep talking. Thank you. Thank you, Simon.
Yes.
Go ahead, Cody.
Thank you. So Jesus also did say not to negate or ignore the Old Testament. The Old Testament is also a part of Christian beliefs, by the way. He said that he didn't come to, he came to fulfill it, by the way. He didn't say just to completely negate it, right? So the Old Testament is not only a part of Judaic belief, but also a part of Christian belief. I believe it's in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 3, that says, and I quote, "Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them, put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys." I can give you about 10 Bible verses, whether it is in the Old Testament or the New Testament, that are very genocidal, sir. So if we want to talk about actual books, I just told you, all Abrahamic books, have one or two things or a couple of things that are very genocidal or very problematic if you want to take them out of complete context and just analyze them, right? Which is precisely why I'm telling you, do not go to that, because don't let me get you all the Bible verses from the Old Testament and the New Testament to prove you wrong, because I will do that. I will do that. So as I just mentioned again, if we want to add up the unalivings of all these different empires, Western European countries since the 1400s up until today, there is no other empire or civilization that has been more genocidal or more destructive than those countries and their allies currently today. So if you care about human rights, why don't you advocate for the allies of the US to stop genociding people? And I'm talking about Rwanda and Congo and the UAE and Sudan, if you actually care about human rights.
They're not genociding them. If they wanted to, they could. That's the difference between a tyrannical government and one that isn't. If we wanted to genocide anyone, we have the ability to do so, and we don't. You can't point to people dying and then ignore that Muslims are killing people everywhere too and say that we're trying to genocide people. The difference between us is we don't want to annihilate entire people groups, where Iran's stated goal is to do exactly that. And as far as it relates to you pointing out Old Testament foundations, yes, there was no remission of sin in the Old Testament. Jesus, however, when people were brought to him under the law of the Jewish Old Testament, he said, no, don't kill people. When Peter drew the sword, and Jesus had every ability to wipe out everyone, he told Peter, "What are you doing, Peter? I didn't come to bring a sword, but to bring peace."
Can I ask
That's
him a
the
question?
Christian religion.
Sure, I just want
That's
to tell
the
him
real
something really
Christian
well.
religion.
I don't want to
That's not
derail.
what you see with Muhammad, however. Muhammad went around killing,
Okay, stop
raping,
with your
and pillaging.
Islamophobia.
You really
He
have
was
to
a
stop
rapist
that.
and a
Like it's
pedophile.
actually
And a
harmful. You
pedophile,
got to
too.
stop.
Let's not forget that.
You have
Yeah.
to stop because
Pedophile.
again, you're doing that thing where you're being hypocritical and you're talking about annihilating a whole demographic of people. All right, we can talk about how like the colonizers, all right, those people who apparently discovered the Americas, those people, all right, they killed so many indigenous people that they literally changed the core temperature of the earth. This is science. This is proven. All right, millions upon millions of people were unalived. All right, were killed. I'm fucking not saying unalive. Were killed. All right.
Millions.
So that
Millions.
people, all right, so that white people, because that's the classification that you gave yourselves, all right, so that white people could set up
I
shop
didn't.
in a new land.
I never said my race.
So there's that. I'm so sorry when I say that's the name that you gave yourselves. That'll be white people. All right. And Simon, if you want to tell us a lie that you're not white, then you know what? You can be a liar on the day before the Lord's Day or on the Sabbath. It's up to you. But anywho, with that being said, all right, again, the thing is that you are not logically consistent. You're not logically consistent because you think, again, that it's okay for Western powers to do whatever it is that they want globally. But if anyone even responds in kind, they are wrong. And you can't make that make sense to anybody here. But Kobe had a question for you. She's going to ask it and you can respond to it because you made no fucking sense to me. Chat, take a look at your screens. Chat, take a look at your screens. He's a fucking child. He hung up. He hung up.
Oh, he hung up. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, by the way, the verse that he quoted was a misquote. It was in Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. And it says, this is what Jesus said. "Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword."
Yes.
So he misquoted that. And the one thing I wanted to ask him was, where has Iran said it was going to annihilate whole groups of people? I've never seen that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't recall them ever saying that, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't recall.
And yeah, they've never said that. By the way.
Oh, it's never? Oh, okay. It's never. All right, got it. Well, that was fun. Was it? No, it wasn't fun. I don't like I don't like when they try to base this in religion. I don't like that because it has nothing to do with religion. And I think it's just another way for them to hide behind it. And you know what? Because they believe in getting to the pearly gates and whatnot, that's something that they're going to have to answer for. What are you sorry for? What are you sorry for?
I'm sorry that I even entertained that. I just, it's so annoying that they make it seem like they use this to demonize like Islam, right? But I can give you, and I'm a person who was raised Orthodox Christian, by the way. So I could give you 10 Bible verses out of the Old Testament and the New Testament that tell people to engage in violence, right? So to me, it's very irritating to make it seem as if all Abrahamic religions do not engage in this, and to use that, to weaponize that, to justify the unaliving of whole groups of people as well, to me is just diabolical.
It is. I
And
agree.
and by the way, the UAE hired a company called Alp Services, a Swiss company that actively has been pumping out, and this was held. The company was even held accountable at the EU Parliament, but they have been pumping out Islamophobic content and far right misinformation as well. And so the UAE is one country that has actively been. If you guys notice that there is an increase in Islamophobic content to justify literal genocide and massacres and invasion and destabilization, it is because these bots are being pushed by countries like the UAE and Israel to push this Islamophobic content, and they have been caught multiple times as well.
Whoa. Wow. But also we have real life people who come into different spaces and push the propaganda too. So we have the bots.
100%.
Yeah. And so I think we have to be aware of that too. I didn't know until I started doing this that it ran so deep. Like I didn't know. Like I was like aware of the fact that like the United States would run like propaganda campaigns. So why wouldn't other countries do the exact same thing to push their agendas? But like to see what they do with the like with Zionism. Whoa. Also, you know what, Kobe? I know you went to the UAE, right? But I think I'm going to start talking about like the oppression that happens in like China and Russia, right? I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to start doing that because we know that like Russia like tortures people, dissenters. We also know that Russia actually had a campaign against religion. So if you weren't like I can't remember what type of Christian it was, but I do know that like Jehovah's Witnesses in Russia were being tortured. They were being arrested. And so it's kind of like to just suppose it. Okay, you say that we go against Iran because they're an ally, not an ally. They're an adversary. They don't like the United States of America, but we don't go after Russia. And Russia is, harming its people too. So why aren't we going against them?
I think Jehovah's Witnesses generally get targeted a lot, by the way, because of their conscientious objection and neutrality. They refuse to get drafted into.
They don't participate in the government
military.
at all.
They don't participate in the government. They don't participate in the military as well, and that's precisely why they get targeted. But the thing is like all of these different countries, right? If we want to go about lack of freedom, we can talk about how there has been a complete crackdown on pro-Pali creators, activists all over Europe as well. Like actively all over Europe. I don't know if you knew that, but people have been losing their jobs. People have been getting fired. People get fired. People sometimes are getting like detained and all that stuff in European countries. If they critique. I remember Akila Membe, right? Akila Membe is a Cameroonian thinker. He's an intellectual who came up with the concept of necropolitics. He was barred from German academia for simply saying that Israel was an apartheid state. He wrote an essay talking about Israel as an apartheid state, and he ended up getting barred from German academia for doing that, right? So there has been an active crackdown on freedom of speech, quote unquote, on people, even within European countries, especially within the UK and all that stuff. I mean, America cracks down on its own citizens as well. So this idea that people believe in democracy, to me, is just like, how are you calling the pot, like calling the pot black? Like, you know what, whatever that phrase is, you know what I mean?
The pot calling the kettle black.
Pot calling the kettle black,
Yeah.
exactly that one. So, I don't know. I think to me, it's just, I don't know. And the UAE as well is such a massive ally. It's a massive, massive ally of the US.
So
like
is
the
Saudi
US,
Arabia.
so is Saudi Arabia, exactly. But like, and the US, like a lot of American politicians praise the UAE. The way that they talk about Dubai, the way they talk about Abu Dhabi, it's viewed in such a positive light
It's all
in
about
just
money.
general media, general discourse, exactly. When it's behind so many atrocities. And so, yeah, I
I'm
think
looking here just to see about like the different things that are happening in these countries. Is that one thing that they all have in common, like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Russia, and China, is the restrictions on free speech that they have. Like anyone that dissents against the government, so opposes it, you can be jailed and tortured if you speak out against them. Right. Yeah, Noah, I know you love you some China, but they restrict free speech in China. They do. Unfortunately, they do. Yeah. So I just wonder. I have to read more about this, but it's definitely something to look into.
I think, oh God. I think
I don't
like
think any of these
people,
countries are good. I just want people to know that. I don't
yeah,
think any of these countries are good. That's just my opinion.
yeah, I think like people view Russia as like an opposition to the US, and I like to think about it from like an African perspective, in that all three of these superpowers are actively causing harm. And when we're thinking about China building BRICS and China building this oppositional system that is anti the West, which yes, they are doing that, but the problem is they're doing that on the backs of African people. And for me personally, as a person who was seeing how well intertwined and embedded all these three countries, like, or not countries, entities, all these entities are within the West. Now, this is not me saying that China is worse than the West. I know that what the West has done and continues to do, there is no other civilization or group or entity that can compare to the destruction that the West has caused and continues to cause. And yet at the same time, I still think that these countries are not really good for the African perspective as well. Like, and I think that can be
Not at all.
acknowledged. Exactly. And I think that can be acknowledged, right? We can acknowledge the fact that China owns a majority of the cobalt mines in Congo. Chinese weapons were found being used by the RSF. Russia today is actively luring African people to fight in Ukraine. They tell them that they're going to work in supermarkets or in different like normal jobs, and then when they get to Russia, they're pushing them out into the front line. They're like
Without
they're
even
tying
gear,
the time
though, without gear.
exactly,
Like,
and they're
this shit is
putting
fucked
like,
up.
and I think addressing that does not necessarily mean that you're letting the West off the hook. It just means that for me, as a person who is like African, I don't think that any empire is deserving of building its empire and power off of the backs of African people.
That part.
And even if it's to combat the West, even if it's to combat these Western systems that were created, I still don't think that they should be building their empires or their oppositional systems on the backs of Africans. And that is the issue that I have, that people think that Africans should be okay with being used as fuel for this resistance machine, which I disagree with that. And when it comes to the UAE, by the way, a lot of people talk about APAC, but people do not talk about how the UAE is heavily embedded even within America, by the way. I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of Emirati linked entities have built up a stock of over $1 trillion in investments in the US, whether it is in real estate, in technology, in financial markets, and energy. And DP World, which is owned by the UAE, controls terminals in 6 major US ports. So in New York, New Jersey, Miami, Philadelphia, New Orleans, Baltimore, and others as well, because it purchased a British firm called P&O in a deal that was worth $6.85 billion back in 2006, right? And then you have exactly. Then you have the fact that the UAE has spent over $150 million on US lobbying and political consulting firms since 2016. You have the fact that UAE-based Gulftainer operates or has actively signed long-term agreements at US ports, even in Florida and Port Wilmington in Delaware. So the UAE is massively embedded within American politics, and that is precisely why America doesn't stop it. And people.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go.
No,
You're fine. Go ahead.
People keep talking about Israeli lobby within American politics and APAC and yada yada yada, but they're not talking about Emirati lobbying as well. Like the UAE has taken so much control, especially when it comes to DP World and Gulftainer. they control so much within the US, whether it is ports, whether it is lobbying, and I don't know. It's very interesting that people don't pay attention to that and how much control the UAE also has in American politics.
I'm looking to see what they have here. It's a lot. Yep, they operate a container terminal at Port Canaveral in Florida. And what else do they have? Oh, so the businesses are the affinity partners. So that's the private equity group right there, the holdings in that one. Jesus Christ. They also have a 10-year investment commitment to basically order Boeing jets. So Boeing, I wouldn't want to use Boeing though. Boeing's so unsafe. I'm sorry. So I have a question for you, Kobe.
And I sent you a link as well. But yeah, what's your
Thank
question?
you. What do you think it will take to actually like stop the UAE? Because from you, I know what it is that they're doing in Africa, especially in the Sudan. But like, what do you think it will take to stop them? And do you think like it'll be? This might be two different questions, of course. But do you think it'll be a domino effect? Like once you take down one, then like the others will fall. And who would you start
Yes.
with? So there's two different questions. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a very hard question. I'm not gonna lie. I think the UAE is heavily strong because of the allies that it has. So you have to think about the UAE as like a foreign proxy. That's what I'll consider it that. I think it's a foreign proxy within the West, right? When we look at the population of the UAE, I think they only make up about like 11 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So hold on, let me check actually the population. So it's not a very big country, right? The UAE itself, 1 million. There are 1 to 1.4 million Emiratis. That's only how much they are. The 11.5 to 12.5 million population that I just mentioned is just the whole United Arab Emirates itself. And I already told you guys before that 88 to 89% of the UAE are all foreigners. So the actual Emiratis are only about 1.3 million people. So 1 in 9 residents are Emiratis. And they have this much power because they are a Western proxy. The same way Israel also, when it comes to population, they're not that much, but they have this much power because they are a Western ally. They continue getting armed. They continue getting diplomatic and political support as well. So I think like with the UAE, it's like a domino effect. I'm not going to lie. I think the economy just needs to get destroyed from the outside. I think African countries especially need to divest because the UAE keeps building its economy off of the resources that it gets from a lot of African countries. The only problem for me is like, this is something that I've been figuring out myself, Erica. I'm not going to lie, because it seems like the UAE has just completely deeply embedded itself. And that's something I'm trying to figure out, like how you could even combat a country like the UAE.
I don't know how. That's why I asked you, because you're smarter. So that's why I asked you the question, because I wouldn't even know where to actually even begin with any of it. I really don't. But I do want to thank you so very much for coming up, because what a fucking doozy. You know what? I'm just trying to work to make sure that like I just want one day to have like a man call in who does, support Donald Trump and he doesn't crash out.
Did you see the link that I sent you?
Let me look at it right now.
One thing though, one thing that is very important is boycott the UAE. Yes. That is something that is so important, and also actively talk about the UAE and what it's doing, right? Because what the UAE does, especially the vice president, Sheikh Mansour, Nahyan. So the Nahyan family, so the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, is an entity that was created in like the 1970s, 71, I think. The reason that's why it's called the United Arab Emirates is because it's like a confederation of 7 different monarchies. And each of those monarchies are called an emirate, right? That's why it's called the United Arab Emirates. And then each monarchy is then ruled over by one family. Now, the Nahyan family rule over Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dhabi is also the capital. And usually, the president of the UAE comes from the Nahyan family of Abu Dhabi. So currently, the president, Mohammed bin Zayed, and the vice president both come from the Nahyan family. And the Nahyan family have about a net worth of $315 billion. So they have enough money to be investing in everything. Now,
Good
everything. Now, they own Sheikh Mansour, who's the vice president. He owns like a soccer club in New York. I think New York FC, if I'm not mistaken. He also owns Manchester United, Manchester City United in the UK, which is a huge team as well. And he owns multiple. There are like 9 different other teams that he owns, so that they can have Etihad Airways on their like shirts when they're playing, right? Manchester City, sorry. So what they actively do is they invest a lot of money in yacht parties, in football clubs, in sports clubs, so they can have their name placed on everywhere, so that people can associate Dubai and the UAE with
luxury,
with
fun.
Exactly. And that's their marketing strategy, by the way. They do that actively. And Sheikh Mansour, who is the handler, usually does that all the time. So I think one thing that's very, very important is to actively expose them. The moment that El Fasher fell in October 26, I think, of last year, and more people started talking about the UAE, that was the first time that I started seeing like more Emirati paid speakers on English speaking lives, because they started getting worried and they tried to fix their image. So their image is incredibly important to them. And so that's one thing I would say. Just talk about what the UAE is doing, and actively highlight what the UAE is doing and how close they are to Jared Kushner as well. Because he's very, very close with the UAE, and he's also very close with Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia.
So pretty much just follow the money.
Exactly. 100%.
Got it. Well, I'm about to wrap it up because, Kobe, to answer your question, Athena, I did not eat. And so I'm going to eat, and then I want to head over to, unfortunately, the concentration camp. There's a protest that's happening, but they're going to have people speaking. So I want to head over there up the road and go listen to the speeches and like get the updates on what's happening over there at the ICE warehouse. And so yeah, I'm about to go eat and do that. A few things before I do, guys. Make sure, if you're not already, make sure you are following Covey. All right, she is the best. She does host her own lives here and there. All right. But follow Kobe. She's a wealth of information, extremely knowledgeable. All right. One of the 3 people that I would never try to debate with because I refuse to. Okay. So with that being said, Kobe, thank you so much for being here, friend. I promise you I'm going to eat after this. Okay. And I'll update you. Okay.
Okay. I'll message you again in like an hour.
Okay. Bet. And Noah said you're his favorite liberal.
Nobody knows that Noah is actually biologically liberal from his father's side. But anyways, I appreciate you, Erica, and have fun, and please stay safe and update me.
Will do. Thank you so much, Kobe. Drop some hearts in the chat for Athena, y'all. All right. Also, Simhar, my friend, I'm going to go ahead and let you down. Thank you so much for being here, love. All right. And chat, take a look at your screens. That means you two over on the tube also. Take a look at your screens. This is Mr. Melvin's site. All right. Remember, we want to support Mr. Melvin. The link is in my bio, and you can use the code JuneMom30 for 30% off. All right. JuneMom30. All right. And again, I got to get this hat and this jersey up here, guys. So make sure we support a local, not local, but a small Black-owned business. All right. Let's do all of the good things and get you some awesome gear from there. All right. And next thing that I'm going to need you all to do, all right, I need y'all to get out. I need y'all to go. All right. She's here. All right. You see her? She's here. Okay. All right. Remember, that is my exit speech right there. All right. That means it's time to go. Okay. You see her? It's time to go, people. All right. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. And I definitely hope that you go over to Solids. All right. I hope I spelled it right because it was a lot of letters. But if you look at take a look at your screen, for the proletariat.pod. So for.the.proletariat.pod. All right. For the people. Okay. Go say hi to Solid. Drop some hearts in the chat. Do all of the good things for him. All right. Make sure you follow him and you share and you repost. And again, just do all of the good things. Thank you all so much for being here. All right. I just want to see the numbers going down because I'm just going to play the music and we're going to get up out of here. That's what we're about to do. All right, tubers, I never know where to send you because my people aren't live. So there's that. So roll that beautiful bean footage. There we go. All right. Thank you all so very much for spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I appreciate each and every last one of you because you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to hang out with me, Erica Shante, over here at the Erica Effect. So thank you all so very much. With that being said, do you see Barbie? You see her? You see her on your screen? All right. That means that it's time for me to go. All right, it's time to go. So go say hi to Solid, and I want to thank everyone on the tube and also over here on the TikToks. Thank you to everyone who tapped the screen, who shared the live, who subscribed, who sent a comment, who sent a gift, who sent a dono. You all are friggin' awesome, and I appreciate each and every last one of you. All right, keep doing all of the good things, and please remember, because I leave you with this as I always do, if you can't do something kind for yourself, please do something kind for someone else. I love y'all. I really do. All right, YouTube, we're going to go ahead and end it. I will see you all on somebody's stream because I'm always somewhere. So there's that part. But if not, I'll definitely see you tomorrow. All right. Deuces to